This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Wonderful opening. Welcome to DBL. It's Thursday, May 13th. I am Tori here with the ladies, Lindsay and Erica.
How you doing?
We
look like we're going to an Easter brunch right now.
We're so bright. We're going to Sandals Resorts, and I'm very happy about it. All right, we are getting into the news. Follow us along on Facebook and YouTube and comment along. Not sure if you all heard about this, but Ohio's governor has announced a very controversial new way to encourage people to get vaccinated. You ready for this? It's a $1 million lottery for anybody who gets the shot. That's what the governor said. Let's take a listen.
Now, I know that some of you now are shaking your head and say, that Mike DeWine, he's crazy. This $1 million drawing idea of yours is a waste of money. But truly, the real waste at this point in the pandemic, when the vaccine is readily available to anyone who wants it, the real waste is a life that is lost now to COVID-19.
Wow, some big words there. As you can imagine, a lot of people aren't too pleased with this idea, especially because the money comes from the COVID relief funds. And people are saying this money could be better spent on small businesses that are hurting others, like the plan saying that the money incentive will help get more people vaccinated. So, of course, when we have a very complicated topic, we go to the people we don't pay. DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. Do you think this is a good idea? Go ahead to dblvote.com to weigh in. Erica, yay, nay?
I can understand why people are frustrated, especially if you are in the local economy as a small business owner and you haven't had your needs met. I think at this point, by trying to bribe people, it might be a fool's errand simply because people have really made up their minds. I want to make sure that everyone who wants the vaccine has access to the vaccine. After every person who wants the vaccine is afforded access and the rest of the people decide that this isn't what they want to do, then I'd like to see the vaccines go to India, go to Canada, where it's less than 10% of people have only gotten one vaccination. So the idea like that we're sitting here going back and forth bribing people when people are being burned in the streets in India because of COVID, and they're underserved. So it's such a privilege to be an American right now because look at what's happening.
Fair, but I'm going to go to you. Is it a bribe or incentive? Lindsay.
I mean, and Erica had great points, so I don't even want to say what I want to say.
They were so good.
But Mike DeWan, I want to say hats off to you because last time I checked, last week we were talking about offering people $100, $200, like
Krispy
$1 million
Kreme
lottery. I'll be more likely to move to Ohio and put my name in that hat than $100. I mean, I don't know. I think that people are really scared to get it, but like I think people are going to get it. I think the line is going to be drawn when you say you can't get on a plane or a train and people need to move around. I think that's going to be when a lot of people are going to get it. But I mean, $1 million lottery for 5 weeks starting May 26th ain't that bad either.
Let me tell you my thoughts.
What is it?
1 million. I'm not even looking at the DBL Nation yet, so I might go against you. A brilliant, brilliant idea. I think it sparks, what do you call it, lighter fluid and makes an explosion. I think Americans love the lottery. They love the chance of maybe getting it. This ignites and enthuses the base that may not be ready. They're on the fence. So let me take a look. Am I way off? Is a lottery for the vaccination a good idea? Yes, 44%. No, 56%. So, wow.
A lot of us don't know anyone that's ever won the lottery, but we all know people that have played, and it's crazy. So I think everybody would put in Ohio would be like, let me just try this out.
It's the lightning strike theory that you always hear about lightning strikes, but it's not likely to happen, but you're always fearful. You're always thinking, I can win the lottery.
Well, my dad won a scratch off before.
Hey, way to go.
About $500.
Nice, nice. I won 20 on my scratchy last week. And I was very
Everyone
excited.
deserves a round for that.
Yes.
That's good. All right. Now, should you be held accountable for actions you took as a 12-year-old? You guys are already writing in about this story, and we're going to really look at the layers here. What if those actions happened only 4 years ago? That's what a lot of people are asking after 16-year-old American Idol contestant Caleb Kennedy, you see him here, was forced to withdraw from the competition. It all came down to a video that resurfaced of Caleb when he was 12 years old. A warning to our viewers, the video is disturbing. Now, it shows Caleb with a friend in what appears to be a KKK hood. Now, we think the bow is added later, and I want to make that clear. Now, Caleb's mother said the two boys had just watched a horror movie, The Strangers Pray at Night, and they were trying to recreate one of the characters who you do see here on the right. Caleb released an apology about the video, saying in part, quote, I was younger and I did not think about the actions, but that's not an excuse. It's not really clear if Caleb left or if ABC kicked him off the show, but the question is, should he be held accountable for a video when he was just 12? And on the other side, if you're at ABC, can you have a contestant with a video like this from their past? Lindsay?
So I don't want to be a hypocrite because we talked about Alex Hammond, the girl who got offered the Teen Vogue job, and then with her anti-Semitic comments, and then lost her job. And I was like, she was young. We need to have some room for forgiving people. So this is a 12-year-old we're talking about. I think it's up to his parents to say when they have that costume on, what are you doing? Like, that's not okay. And then explain why that's okay. That's the role of parenting. And so I think like kicking him off the show, that's a whole other layer because you see what NBC just did with the Golden Globes. Like, there's like a no tolerance policy at networks right now. Right. And so if ABC did decide to make the decision to let this kid go, I understand that as well. But I think it's up to the parents now and him to let this be a teachable moment because 12 is really young. Even Alex was a bit older with her statements on Twitter that I think were horrendous. But
you're the ABC executive right now and you have to make the decision. Do you kick Caleb off or not?
Yeah, I would kick him off.
Erica.
I don't think that the network had a choice. You see what happened with The Bachelor. I mean, if you think about it, it was always my theory that the reason why Chris Harrison went in so hard to defend Rachel What's-Her-Face was because she was the winner. That was a month before it was ever announced. It just overall puts a really bad brush on everything. But also, like, I feel so lucky not to have been a part of the digital era growing up.
I know.
Because God only knows what you do when you're like 12 years old. And I mean, I'm not excusing what he did at all, but this is just a lesson that he's going to have to take with him, because that's the way it rolls, and a lot of other kids are going to learn from this too.
Yeah, and to me it's again, the zero tolerance policy is what it is. You can't just keep that. And again, teach your kids what that means. Those symbols, if you are a black 12-year-old, that means something really special and meaningful to you that might mean a lot more than you not knowing about it. So,
and how will we look all praising him if he won American Idol? It's called American Idol, right?
Yeah.
And then we praise the guy that was next to the kid with the alleged KKK hood. It doesn't make sense.
That's a great point. All right, well, coming up on DBL, we're catching up with actor Leslie Jordan. He's very shy. He's sharing memories from high school, I'm kidding, and telling us all about his hilarious new book and the top things men think are sexy but should never do, according to women. And it's all women. That's next.
Closed captioning provided by
It's a trend that's taking over social media called baby botox. The idea is to soften the movement of facial muscles and prevent the appearance of lines down the road. According to the Washington Post, people ages 20 to 39 were responsible for about 20% of all Botox procedures in 2019. The majority of patients are women, but dermatologists report more and more men are jumping on the anti-aging bandwagon. Preventative Botox isn't the same as erasing wrinkles. Instead, small amounts of the toxin are used on targeted muscles to temporarily weaken them. Also, fewer treatments are needed than with the traditional procedure. If done correctly, that means you'll still have natural facial movement. It just stops you from tensing those muscles too hard. So, what do doctors want you to know? First, there isn't a lot of research on the long-term effects of baby Botox, but prolonged use could have consequences. Also, since this is preventative, patients will need to continue getting injections, and that could be costly. Plus, since things can go wrong if the procedure isn't done properly, you have to do your research when finding a provider. And remember, there is no such thing as staying young forever. That's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. This one's for the guys watching. So, to the ladies out there, make sure your man listens up. Or to the other guys, let's not be heteronormative, am I right? There's a new survey edition on the male traits, but what women hate, but what men think they'll find attractive. We have the list. Are you all ready?
Okay.
We have a lot of gentlemen in the audience, or a few. There's a couple. Here we go. The first one is, quote, putting on too much cologne, jewelry, and hair gel.
Hate that.
God.
Yes.
Aqua de
The
Gio.
cologne kills me. Like, I can't breathe. I have bad allergies, so it's like, man, one spray is good. Do this. Like,
these accessories can backfire and make it look like you're trying too hard on your night out. And smell, if you like can't get near the person, it's too much.
Yeah, especially if you're like people like to smell good for travel and things like on a plane. That's like disaster torture for me. Somebody with a lot of cologne on in a closed space, I'm like, oh my God.
Like Dracar Noir, remember that? Or Cool Water, Aqua de Gio.
Throwing it back.
Oh boy, too much. All right, next, not being able to do everyday tasks like cooking or cleaning. This unsexy trait will have your girlfriend asking, did I sign up to be his partner or his mother?
Yeah, you gotta. No, I dated a guy who didn't know how to do his laundry once.
What?
I mean, I didn't
As
do
an
it
adult?
either. I'm sorry.
As an adult?
As an adult,
That's such
yes.
a turn off.
And I was like, nah. It's okay to not be great at things, but it's not okay to just be clearly ignorant of things. Like,
Yeah, like, how do you think that's gonna sell? Oh God.
we take it home to his mama.
You're right, and that's another turn
That's
off.
that's the worst.
Turn. Am I right? All right, third, don't call your ex crazy. It's not sexy, and most women don't appreciate hearing it. Is that true?
I really don't. I don't care to hear the ins and outs of your last relationships in general. Crazy, nice, beautiful.
You don't want to know anything.
I mean, I want to know that you had working relationships, but I don't need to know the ins and outs.
I think the reason why this doesn't go over well is because you're showing like that there was turmoil in your last relationship, which doesn't have to be the case if you break up with someone. But you're also wondering, to me, when someone starts going on and on about their ex, I'm like, well, what part did you play in it? Because it seems as though you are,
That's true.
You're grooming me to make sure that whatever she wasn't great with you at, I'm better, even if that's not in my nature to be that way. So I always pay attention to the way someone talks about their ex.
I also don't like that they can talk so freely poorly about someone. And my mom always said, check with the waiter, the way they speak to the waiter, because that's the way they'll speak to you in 6 months.
That's a good.
And I'm like,
good tip.
ooh, that's real good. And finally, don't ever send unsolicited nude pics
Lord,
to your
no.
door.
I don't know one
Please.
girl or woman that
Please.
wanted.
No.
ever
We don't
wanted
want
that.
it.
No.
We don't want
I don't know
it.
one.
Unless, of course, she or he asks for it, of course.
I wish a guy was on here to argue differently, because I would be going off.
It's not something we want.
No.
At all.
No, no.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop. And now, at least on social media, say blurred image, so you can just be like, delete.
True.
Because I was still
I
getting
don't want
them
to
up
see him.
until.
Oh, all the time. My favorite is
People do this all the time. I get
Unsolicited.
That has never happened to me on Instagram. I'm
Really?
sorry. No.
My favorite thing is that our male producer was like, we gotta go. Coming up on DBL, the very funny Leslie Jordan is here. You just never know what he's gonna say coming up next. Joe, welcome to DBL. I'm going to start off with this question for you. The killer, the actual killer in your case, has never been brought to justice. And you've said that this murder will always be a cold case. I want to know from you why you think that.
Well, there's actually two murderers in this case. One was my co-defendant, and he died. 80% of the evidence that freed me was in 3 places: the prosecutor's file, the police file, and the coroner's file, and it was there all along.
Welcome back to DBL. Leslie Jordan is an Emmy-winning actor and as of last year, a viral sensation thanks to his hilarious and very relatable Instagram feed while in lockdown. Earlier, he stopped by DBL to tell us about his new book, How Y'all Doing? Now, right before this interview started, my co-hosts were talking about their high school years, and we pick up with Leslie telling us about his. Check it out.
Love you. And in fact, before we get to your book and questions and getting to know you, we want to know what you were like in high school. And we actually have a photo of you in high school, too. So first, let's look at, there's Leslie in high school.
Nice.
Or college. Oh, my gosh. So what are you thinking?
That hairstyle's in style now.
Yeah, it's like the Bieber.
But you know what's sad? I was nice looking and I didn't know it.
Aww.
I just didn't have a lot of self-esteem. It was funny to be this 66-year-old man just perfectly happy with who he is and what he is. But it was a long time getting there.
Amen.
And in high school, I didn't have it. You know, I carried a secret. I know that you won't believe this, but I'm homosexual.
Yay!
Yes.
It was my cross to bear. But you know, when you have a secret like that, I learned really, really early to be funny. I learned to be funny to keep the bullies at bay. And that, you know, that worked. And then as you grow older, you realize you can really use it to not only keep the bullies at bay, but I can use it to get people to really, really like me. I didn't end up with the group I thought I was going to end up. I thought I was going to end up behind the boiler, smoking cigarettes and stuff, you know, smoking dough. But I didn't end up
There's
back
still
there.
time, Leslie.
Leslie, we appreciate you, and I know so many people watching can relate to that, so thank you for sharing that. And before we get into your book, we've been asking our guests how they spent 2020, but we already know from your Instagram, so exactly 1 year ago, you posted a video showing what you were up to. I want our viewers to take a look.
Oh, brother, how stupid do I feel? I decided I was going to go to the grocery store on my bicycle. And I've got my bicycle with a basket. When I bought the bike, they said, "Do you want metal or wicker, Mr. Jordan?" Wicker. And so I get all the way to the store and I shop because I'm making my mother's chicken and dressing. And I get all the way up to the register. Forgot my wallet. I'm not going to ride this bike back to the store. I'm too humiliated. I'm going to go to another store in my car.
Leslie, I hope you treated that wicker basket. You know, I once had a wicker basket on my
I did
bike.
not. You should see it.
Not good.
And Leslie, thank you for cutting off Sam's wicker basket story. We were going to lose all our viewers. So thank you. You definitely know television.
Sorry, I just want to get to your mom real fast because she's also a social media star. Is that where you get your great sense of humor from?
From social media?
No, from your mother, Peggy Ann. Is she?
Oh, from the my mom.
There she is.
You know, I have to fess up. I started years ago making up stories about my mom, and they were actually sometimes things she did, and sometimes they were things that my sisters had said she did. And I created this character, Mama! And so over the years, I've had to apologize to her for many times. My mother is very quiet. She is very beautiful. We lost our dad when I was 11 years old. He was killed in a plane crash. Aww. So she was 33 years old. She had never written a check, and she had 3 children to raise. Wow. And she asked me, she said, "Would you go with me to the bank? I want to get some traveler's checks." That's what my sister Dorothy said I would need if we were going to go down to Florida. So we went in and told the lady, we got in there. Mama said, "You go up there, you go up there." And I said, "I'm 11 years old. You got to learn how to do these things, Mama." She said, "I didn't raise you to treat me like this." And so we got up to the counter, and my mother said, "Hello, my name is Peggy Jordan, and I would like to purchase traveler's checks." The woman was counting the money out. She said, "What denominations?" Mother said, "Baptist."
Now, Leslie, we got a little bit of time, and we got to get to your book really quickly. It's called How Y'all Doing? Now, did you start writing after viral fame or before?
What? I wrote it after. how y'all doing came out of me saying how y'all doing on Instagram.
Oh.
And I think that I got so many followers because I didn't go anywhere near politics. I didn't go anywhere near religion. I didn't go anywhere try to sell you anything. I would just say, how are y'all doing? And I would answer myself. I would say, we're doing awful. What are we going to do? How are we going to get out of this? When is this going to end?
Well,
how many effing days does April have in it? It's still April.
Leslie, we are doing better for having met you, man.
We adore you. Thank you so much for joining us, Leslie. And if you want more of Leslie, you guys can buy his new book, How Y'all Doing, wherever books are sold. We appreciate you. We'll be right back.
How y'all doing?
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify exists to clear up misinformation and answer your questions, big and small, about the coronavirus pandemic. One viewer named Carol asked us, quote, what metrics will determine when the pandemic is over? Is there a data target of sorts? So let's verify. What does it mean for a pandemic to end?
Pandemics don't end in a bang, but in a whimper.
That's our first source, Dr. Stephen Kissler with the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And one way that the pandemic could end is simply that there's no more COVID. SARS-CoV-2 just stops spreading. But our experts say that this one is pretty unlikely.
So instead, what I think we'll be looking for is something where COVID poses a similar risk on a population level as other things that we're familiar with. Flu is another really good example here.
Dr. Linda Nabha, an infectious diseases expert from the University of Pittsburgh, agrees.
Infection rate, hospitalizations, and deaths are sort of the three major endpoints we look at, in addition to what we've talked about before is herd immunity.
Herd immunity is when enough of the population has been vaccinated to protect those who haven't been. And really, our experts say that the end of the pandemic will depend on where in the world you live. Here's an example. Let's take these two infectious diseases, HIV and tuberculosis. The WHO says that 1.5 million people still die from TB every year. And in 2019, almost 700,000 people died of HIV-related causes. Dr. Kissler believes that they're both still pandemics, but they're mostly affecting low to middle income countries.
I think that may be what we transition into, where under some definitions, SARS-CoV-2 will continue to be a pandemic.
So we can verify that we'll watch for infections, hospitalizations, and deaths to go down in order to reach some sort of end. But when that end is going to depend on where you live. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com. All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, we've got something that will take your phone's on-camera experience to the next level. It is the Vivitar 12-inch selfie ring light with stand. So check this out. The LED ring light provides maximum lighting for Zoom meetings or any on-camera needs. Normally this is as much as $100. It's not surprising with how fancy this is. We've got it for only $39, saving up to 61%.
Oh, great price. Great price.
Love this one. Okay, next up, I've got the perfect item to give you the spa treatment at home without the expensive price tag. So this is the 24-pack Spa Life face mask assortment bay.
Wow.
So normally this pack is $60, but we've got it for only $15, saving up to 75%.
You could get one mask for $15.
I think that's a really good deal. Love that one. Next up, I've got something that will add style and elegance to your bedroom. It's the Marquise by Waterford Charmeuse Sateen Sheet Set. So this deal is available in queen or king and includes one flat sheet, one fitted sheet, 2 pillowcases, and it's silky soft to the touch. It's satin, so it'll keep your hair and skin smooth while you're asleep. So normally it's as much as $70 to $80. Now we've got it for only $29 to $39, saving on size, so it depends which one you want, and it's saving up to 59%. Lastly, Tori, if you're like me, if you love music while you're out and about on the go, well, this Adoro Amplify metallic wireless stereo Bluetooth headphones do just that. So normally these are as much as $50, but we've got them only for $15, saving up to 70%.
I think you're kidding me.
Beautiful. I love this color combination here too.
Very, very minimalist. I love that. All right, guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We got some great comments, and it's a lot about Caleb Kennedy from American Idol. You guys were fired up. Josh said, canceling Caleb Kennedy is cancel culture run amok. A lot of you wrote that in because he's 12. But Shelley wrote, where were the parents, like you had brought up? My 12-year-old would never be around anyone wearing anything that looked like a KKK hood. And I have to bring that up. That was a legit KKK hood. Where do you have that just around the house?
Right.
I mean, let's not ignore that that's just like a prop that I didn't have in my house growing up for make-believe.
Right.
So,
or like if it's your sheets and you own the house, those are my sheets you're cutting up.
There you go.
Let's have a different conversation.
There you go. We're new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Get the COVID vaccine for a chance to win $1 million? Is this a good idea, or could the money be put to better use? An American Idol contestant is gone because of a shocking social media post. Are we looking at cancel culture going too far, or is this accountability in action? Plus, Dancing with the Stars judge Derek Hough is live on the show today. And 80s Week continues with Lea Thompson, the prop she snagged from the Back to the Future set.
And I didn't want it to fall into the wrong hands.
Real, honest, entertaining, live.
DBL starts right now. 3, 2.
Ooh, who doesn't love her? Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, May 13th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it because not sure if you all heard about this, but Ohio's governor has announced a controversial new way to encourage people to get vaccinated. So it's $1 million lottery for anybody who gets the shot. Here's what the governor said about it.
Now, I know that some of you now are shaking your head and say, that Mike DeWine, he's crazy. This $1 million drawing idea of yours is a waste of money. But truly, the real waste at this point in the pandemic, when the vaccine is readily available to anyone who wants it, the real waste is a life that is lost now to COVID-19.
A lot of truth to that statement. So as you can imagine, a lot of people aren't too pleased with this idea, especially because the money comes from the COVID relief fund. So people are saying this money could be better spent on small businesses that are hurting. Others who like the plan say the money incentive will help get more people vaccinated. Of course, on the show, we always want to hear from you. So DBL Nation, what do you think? Good idea, bad idea? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Good idea, bad idea?
I like the incentive part of it, right? So I've always talked about incentivize rather than tell people what to do. $1 million, maybe divide that up in like everyone gets $500. You know what I mean? This way it's much more, a greater number of people instead of, what is it, 5 or 10 get $1 million. I don't like that part necessarily, but I like to get the ball rolling about incentivizing.
I think this is embarrassing.
Really?
I really do.
There goes my idea.
I'm sorry. I do. I believe America, our privilege is showing. The fact that we need to be incentivized to get the vaccine, there isn't necessarily adequate access all across the country. And when it is adequate access all across the country, where every American who wants to be vaccinated has access to the vaccine, then I think we move on and we roll those vaccines out to India, where the issue is dismal. It's a very dismal situation over there. Is that dismal? I mean, it's a terrible situation.
Right, 400,000 positive cases in one day alone.
And then you look at Canada as well. Like less than 10% have one vaccine because they don't have access to the vaccines.
Right.
So I say everyone who wants to get the vaccine, get it, and then we ship all the vaccines to people who actually want them.
But I'm with, and Al, please jump in here. I'm with Jeff here, even though I fully agree with Erica's point. At the end of the day, as embarrassing as it is, and it does show our privilege, what's going to produce results? Incentivizing people. And if that's going to save a life, if that's going to help these small businesses not go through another lockdown in the long run, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, Sam, first of all, leave it to the great state of Ohio to figure out a perfect plan. I'm not biased there. I'm just saying it's a great state. You know, honestly, we incentivize people to give blood, you know, be an organ donor. We incentivize people to do things that we need that'll help the greater good. Erica, would it be great if we just rolled out these vaccines and everybody took them? Yes, in a perfect world. We do not live in that world. We live in a world where for the last year and a half or even longer, if you count the anti-vax movement that's been going about 10, 15 years strong now, you have people that this is their identity, is to not be vaccinated. So we're not going to change that with a couple athletes saying that on a Twitter feed. So we have to incentivize people. It'd be great if we didn't, but we do. And I just want to get people vaccinated so we don't have to do another lockdown, because quite frankly, I don't think we can do it.
Well, it looks like our viewers, Al, agree with Erica. 61% of you say no. So interesting. All right, so here's a question. Should you be held accountable for actions you took as a 12-year-old. What if those actions only happened 4 years ago? That's what a lot of you are asking about 16-year-old American Idol contestant Caleb Kennedy, who was forced to withdraw from the competition. It all came down to a video that resurfaced of Caleb back when he was 12. And a warning to our viewers, this video is disturbing. It shows, there it is, Caleb. There's Caleb right there, but he is sitting next to a friend who appears to be wearing a KKK hood. Now, Caleb's mother said that the two boys had just watched a horror movie, The Strangers Pray at Night, and they were trying to recreate one of the characters who you see here. Caleb released an apology about the video, saying in part, quote, "I was younger and did not think about my actions, but that is not an excuse." It's not really clear if Caleb left or if ABC kicked him off the show, but the question is, should he be held accountable for a video when he was just 12? And on the other side of that, if you're ABC, can you have a contestant with a video like this from their past? What do you think, Jeff?
It's a tough one. He's 12 years old, right? At 12, do you know what that means? I'm not making an excuse for him by any means, but should you be held accountable the rest of your life? This kid now, for the rest of his life, or at least the next couple of years, hey, are you the kid from American Idol that wore that KKK thing? Not were you that great singer on American Idol. That's what he's going to be known for. So I want to give him some sort of leeway there, even though I understand what this represents. ABC has no choice in this situation, right? He's very disposable for them. He's a reality contestant. He brings in no money. We'll take your fans that you brought to the show. Thanks, Caleb. But now we have to do our part so we don't get in trouble, and we have to let you go.
Erica?
You know, I think at 12 years old, I would just cringe the idea of me growing up in the digital era. This is just egregious for so many reasons, and I think that there's a lot of accountability that falls on the parents. Whose grandpappy just had a random KKK hood looking like it's very much certified and legit sitting around for these kids to even put on? So I do think at 12 you should know better, but how do you know better if the people around you who you're supposed to be looking up to aren't doing better? So I think it's there's a duality in this conversation.
I'm with Erica. Al, what do you think?
I think, you know, whenever we'll show video of some 12-year-old or 13-year-old using the N-word, I'm like, which uncle or father are you mimicking? At 12 years old, those thoughts are implanted in you because of the environment you grew up in. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to cost this young man at least his career. I don't know that at 12 I would have been able to discern things like that. So I'm not, it's just a sad situation. But I understand, you know, American Idol has a part ways they can associate their brand with this.
And I just want to clarify, he was not wearing the mask. It was his friend, and I misspoke. So if it makes it any difference at all.
And that was the final five. I mean, this is the finals, so the stakes are even higher. Wow. Okay, so coming up on DBL, we are talking to Back to the Future actress Lea Thompson, from the iconic trilogy to working with John Hughes. She's going to tell us all about it. Plus, Dancing with the Stars judge, there he is! Woo! Derek Hough. He's got an Emmy in the background. Do you see it? He's here live. Can he really pull off the bad guy in his new Disney role? And the top things men think are sexy, but should never do according to women. I can't wait. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
It's a trend that's taking over social media called baby botox. The idea is to soften the movement of facial muscles and prevent the appearance of lines down the road. According to the Washington Post, people ages 20 to 39 were responsible for about 20% of all Botox procedures in 2019. The majority of patients are women, but dermatologists report more and more men are jumping on the anti-aging bandwagon. Preventative Botox isn't the same as erasing wrinkles. Instead, small amounts of the toxin are used on targeted muscles to temporarily weaken them. Also, fewer treatments are needed than with the traditional procedure. If done correctly, that means you'll still have natural facial movement. It just stops you from tensing those muscles too hard. So, what do doctors want you to know? First, there isn't a lot of research on the long-term effects of baby Botox, but prolonged use could have consequences. Also, since this is preventative, patients will need to continue getting injections, and that could be costly. Plus, since things can go wrong if the procedure isn't done properly, you have to do your research when finding a provider. And remember, there is no such thing as staying young forever. That's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. This one's for the guys watching. So to the ladies out there, make sure your man listens. There's a new survey dishing on the male traits that women hate, but that men think that we'll find attractive. We have the list right here. Are you guys ready? Jeff? Yeah?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Here we go. The first one is putting on too much cologne, jewelry, and/or hair gel. These accessories can backfire and make it look like you're trying too hard on your night out.
Pretty much everyone in my neighborhood. But keep going.
Next, not being able to do everyday tasks like cooking or cleaning. This is unsexy because, come on, your girlfriend's asking, did I sign up to be your partner or your mom? Third, oh yes, Erica. Third, don't call your ex crazy. It's not sexy, and most women don't appreciate hearing that word. And finally, don't ever send unsolicited nude pics to that special someone. Women don't want that, unless of course she asks for it. That's a different thing. So what do you think of the list? Agree, disagree? What do you think, Albert?
First of all, thanks for using my government name. Second of all, I honestly, I think this is a great list. I try to, when I accessorize, I try and make sure, first of all, we're lucky enough to have Carrie, but I never want to do too much. So I think to tell everybody with the fashion, less is more. Wear one nice thing and a couple other kind of cheap things. And with the cologne, hey, I'm sorry. You got to let people know you got on that eternity. You know what I'm saying, Sam?
Oh, funny, Al. Funny. What
I get it.
Jeff?
I get it as an insider. Good one, Al. Good one.
What do you think?
I'm definitely 2 out of 4. I probably smelled cologne growing up. My whole neighborhood had jewelry. We went to Jersey Shore, but it was like an Italian neighborhood. And I definitely have crazy exes. Yeah, I do.
And you talk about it?
No, I mean, I know 1 or 2.
Do you call your current flame crazy?
My wife?
Current flame.
I don't mind if people call me crazy. Like if I'm their ex and like Jeff was crazy, I probably was. I don't care.
Yeah,
What's wrong with that?
There is I always warn people about when someone says something that's specific about their ex in the beginning, especially because I feel like a lot of times people will use that to groom you into being the antithesis of what their ex was, even if you might be the same way, you know, like, so it's like, oh, well, she never did blah, blah, blah. So then you're like going out of your way to do it.
Right.
Don't let people groom you.
No.
You do you, but
way too much thought into that.
No way. That's true. That's
it's
so
just because
true.
I have a crazy ex, you diagnose me?
No. If you say like, so some people will be like, oh, my ex used to always be jealous when I was hanging out with my friend that I've had since, you know, high school. So you can never say anything about them hanging out with their friend that they've had since high school.
They're
because
setting
now
a rubric. They're setting a rubric, and we're not here for it.
I'm going to wear some cologne and call my exes crazy.
Coming up on DBL, glad we learned something there. Chrissy Teigen's old tweets trolling Courtney Stodden are coming back to haunt her, but will Chrissy be canceled? And next, we're talking live. There he is with Dancing with the Stars judge, Derek Hough. Oh, yeah. Oh, cologne?
Yeah.
Say it isn't so. Derek, say it isn't so. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Joe, welcome to DBL. I'm going to start off with this question for you. The killer, the actual killer in your case, has never been brought to justice. And you've said that this murder will always be a cold case. I want to know from you why you think that.
Well, there's actually two murderers in this case. One was my co-defendant, and he died. 80% of the evidence that freed me was in 3 places: the prosecutor's file, the police file, and the coroner's file, and it was there all along.
Have we met?
Jenny, Zach. Zachy Roy from North High. Luck be a lady? Oh my.
Oh my gosh, Zachy! How long has it been? 17 years, 6 months, and 3 cats ago, but who's counting?
Oh, that goes into our last story. That was a sneak peek at the new season of High School Musical. The musical, the series, we cannot wait. Long name, but the list of reasons to check it out is even longer. And at the top of that list, the show's newest bad guy, Derek Hough. Welcome to DBL. There he is. Oh, he even gave us the bad guy's fingers. We see it.
Yeah.
So, Derek, before we get into the show, we were hoping you could weigh in on a hot topic at DBL this week. We're still getting comments about it from our viewers. We can't get over Bennifer being back together. Since you and J-Lo worked together for years on World of Dance, are you loving this blast from the past or no?
I honestly have just heard about something like this last night, so I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's going on, but I'm all about love, so that's all I'll say about that.
Got it.
What a true pro. True pro, Derek. All right, so we gotta talk about your TikTok game, because my co-host Sam was just explaining it's on fire.
Yes, it is.
Are you still happy with it?
Yeah, man. For me, it was just an opportunity to be a dork, which is what I realize is my emotional home is just dork. So it's a perfect platform for me to be my true self. It's a good time, man. Yeah.
My favorite one, really quickly, Derek, is the one where you literally did everything my husband did and then corrected it. So you would like pretend to squish the trash down and then you took out the trash. Or you would pretend that you were about to put the plate in the sink and then you fully put the plate in the dishwasher like we all like. That was good.
That's right. That's right. During this quarantine time, I have been fully domesticated. I'm husband material these days, for sure.
Yeah, and let me also tell you, you don't have the biggest fandom from the husbands, because Sam's been talking about how Derek does it right and Mark doesn't for like the whole morning.
Yes.
So Mark might be coming for you.
By the way, the only reason why I can say that is because my girlfriend just left the house, so that's why I can say it right now. Otherwise, she'd be like, "Excuse me."
Well, Derek, we love seeing you on Dancing with the Stars again, and I know that you're a big fan of Tyra Banks hosting. So, how do you think she'll do in her second year, and is there an energy that only Tyra can bring?
Yeah, I think she did a great job. I think, stepping into, Tom Bergeron's shoes, which is, those tough shoes to fill, she did a fantastic job adding her own flair, her own spice onto it. And so I think that, second season, I think she's going to be fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to it. Len Goodman's going to be back this year. So there'll be 4 of us behind that judge's desk. I might just sit on Len's lap. I don't know. Just ask him, What did you think, Len? I don't, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great season.
Oh, I'm going to hold you to
Derek,
that.
do they tell you how to pull out your paddle?
Oh.
Like when you're judging and they're like, 5. Like do they?
No.
Is that your own thing?
That's just the magic of paddle holding that came from within.
All right.
He's going to have to teach you.
I need my paddle game's weak. Is why I'm asking.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about High School Musical, and I have to be honest.
There's so many things about that.
Euphemism. Yes, it is. It's definitely a euphemism. Okay, let's get to High School Musical because we all know that you're a nice guy. How are we supposed to take you seriously as the show's bad guy? Is there anyone that you based your character on in order to get into that mindset?
It's interesting because my character Zachary Roy, he's just really, really competitive. So I have that in common. However, he crosses the line, and he's definitely, I don't know. I always just say this, false bravado, power over others is weakness in disguise. So anybody who feels like they, are having this false bravado, there's something going on. They're a little insecure. They're not feeling really great about themselves. So, yeah, but I will say it's fun. It's fun to be kind of like, just to play that character, that kind of like the antagonist, the mean guy, if you will.
Okay, Derek, you better come through with that false bravado PSA today. Those were all the words to live by. Well, let's talk about your high school experience because it was pretty unique. You studied dance in London for 10 years. So did you actually get to do the typical high school thing, like go to the prom, things like that?
No, I actually didn't do any prom, nothing like that. And even when our school had like events, I was always traveling, competing. I would be, in Germany or France somewhere in a competition, and I'd miss out on all like the school stuff. But it was fun. Or I was in a punk rock band playing drums with eyeliner and long black hair.
Oh, we would love to see
Derek,
that.
You just put Sam, you made her sweaty. She was already had palm sweaty. Now it's just full on.
Did you have to say that you were a drummer
I was
in a punk
an emo
band?
kid.
I think this is important, though. We are all imagining what it would look like, but actually, we know what you looked like in high school because here's your high school yearbook photo, Derek Hough.
Oh my God!
It's kind of the same.
I'm gonna say that's not my yearbook.
Yeah,
bro.
where's
That's
the
my
black
first
hair?
season on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the guy-liner, the black hair, the drumsticks in your hands? Come on now.
So, but here's what happened. I would literally I would have the eyeliner, I'd have the long hair, I'd have the jeans, the spikes, and then I would take it all off and put on a rhinestone outfit and go do a cha-cha on Sundays at competition. So. I was like a dual personality.
It's the juxtaposition for me. Yes, it is. Thank you, Derek Hough, for joining DBL. Check out Derek in the new season of High School Musical. The musical, the series, premieres tomorrow on Disney+. Thanks again, Derek. We appreciate you. We'll be right back. Bye,
Thanks,
Derek.
buddy. Take care, guys.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify exists to clear up misinformation and answer your questions, big and small, about the coronavirus pandemic. One viewer named Carol asked us, quote, what metrics will determine when the pandemic is over? Is there a data target of sorts? So let's verify. What does it mean for a pandemic to end?
Pandemics don't end in a bang, but in a whimper.
That's our first source, Dr. Stephen Kissler with the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And one way that the pandemic could end is simply that there's no more COVID. SARS-CoV-2 just stops spreading. But our experts say that this one is pretty unlikely.
So instead, what I think we'll be looking for is something where COVID poses a similar risk on the population level as other things that we're familiar with. Flu is another really good example here.
Dr. Linda Nabha, an infectious diseases expert from the University of Pittsburgh, agrees.
Infection rate, hospitalizations, and deaths are sort of the three major endpoints we look at, in addition to what we've talked about before is herd immunity.
Herd immunity is when enough of the population has been vaccinated to protect those who haven't been. And really, our experts say that the end of the pandemic will depend on where in the world you live. Here's an example. Let's take these two infectious diseases, HIV and tuberculosis. The WHO says that 1.5 million people still die from TB every year. And in 2019, almost 700,000 people died of HIV-related causes. Dr. Kistler believes that they're both still pandemics, but they're mostly affecting low to middle income countries.
I think that may be what we transition into, where under some definitions, SARS-CoV-2 will continue to be a pandemic.
So we can verify that we'll watch for infections, hospitalizations, and deaths to go down in order to reach some sort of end. But when that end is going to depend on where you live. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Tomorrow on DBL, Black Monday co-stars Don Cheadle and Regina Hall. What really gets under their skin on set?
And I really do get upset, like I really do. I think the director yelled, "Cut, move the arm."
And a week of your favorite 80s stars continues with actress Mary Lou Henner. Did she really date two of her Taxi castmates? That's tomorrow only on DBL.
Ooh, you do not want to miss that. And if you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here is what's coming up. We're talking to your favorite stars from the 80s. You'll never guess the prop Lea Thompson took with her from the Back to the Future set. Plus, the hashtag Cancel Chrissy is trending on Twitter. Are Chrissy Teigen's hateful words catching up with her? And thank you to our coworkers watching from home right now. Yes, Kiri, we appreciate all of you. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. We got to get into the story. Wow, Chrissy Teigen is coming under fire for some past posts. So in an interview with the Daily Beast, Courtney Stodden said back in 2011, Chrissy would, quote, privately DM me and tell me to kill myself on Twitter. Courtney, who identifies as non-binary, was 16 at the time and married to actor Doug Hutchinson, who is 50, if you remember that. Chrissy tweeted that she is mortified and sad at who she used to be, saying, quote, I was an insane, attention-seeking troll. I am ashamed and completely embarrassed at my behavior. She added that she tried to connect with Courtney privately, but also wanted to publicly apologize. Well, Courtney accepted Chrissy's apology on Instagram, but said that they never heard from Chrissy or her camp in private and claims Chrissy blocked them on Twitter. Courtney said the apology, quote, feels like a public attempt to save her partnerships with Target and other brands who are realizing her wokeness is a broken record, end quote. What do you think?
It doesn't seem like she accepted her apology.
Well, if Chrissy's saying I'm trying to reach out privately and Courtney's blocked, that seems like a whole lot of fluff.
I just thought that was funny that she's like, I accept your apology, but you're only doing this because. So that's not really accepting your apology. That aside, whoa.
Yeah.
What are the repercussions for this? You know what I mean? We just talked about how disposable that guy was from American Idol. Chrissy Teigen telling someone to kill themselves that she doesn't know, that's not even like laughable. Or I mean, I'm not saying she should be wiped off the planet by any means, but it's like, we should talk about this.
I think there's a formula for cancellation, and it really does have to do with how many people are going to continue to rock with you and ride this wave out. But I do think that this is just an important lesson, especially for people who are very public. You have to be ready to get it how you gave it, and that's just the truth. So when she took off and said that she wasn't going to be on social media for a while because people were cruel, that's coming back to you.
Projection.
And we all have that day. I know I've had it, I'll have it again, and you just have to be prepared for it.
There's no way, Erica, you would never DM someone. She did it publicly. I read all the tweets. I was horrified, and I'm a Chrissy Teigen fan. I unfollowed her last night. This isn't me advocating to cancel her. It's just me not wanting to be a part of who I thought Chrissy Teigen was anymore. Because, Al, when I read those tweets, oh my gosh, a lot of them public, saying that, I don't even want to repeat it, but in so many words that you need to kill yourself, you need to die, and then DMs constantly berating her, saying, go kill yourself. I'm sorry, Chrissy was in her 20s, even if she was 12 years old. None of us have ever told someone to go and kill themselves.
Yeah, Sam, there's a line. And, sometimes that line is gray, and sometimes that line is pretty obvious. And, I mean, she's crossed the line that not only do I think that her corporate sponsors need to take a serious look at, but the people that followed her and have followed her for years need to take a look at. And also understand that putting all of your faith into one person, this is what happens. People are flawed. People give you the perception of who they are, but we'll never really know who you are except through your tweets. And now we're getting to know another side of her through her tweets, because I know that was a while ago, but there's something there that will cause you to constantly DM a 16-year-old. Like, what is that? And if she can explain that, I think a lot of her fans would be open to it, but just trying to say, I apologize, let's move on, that ain't gonna fly, buddy.
No. Yeah. All right. So even Oprah can admit to having a bad interview. Can you believe that? She was recently dishing about her most cringeworthy interviews to Rob Lowe on his podcast. Oprah says she really messed up when she was interviewing Sally Field. Oprah said she asked an indelicate question about Burt Reynolds, who Sally dated for 5 years back in the 70s and 80s. Have a listen.
I asked her, does Burt sleep with his toupee on? I cringe to even think that I asked that question. But I asked it because the producers are like, you have to ask, you have to ask, you have to ask. That's what everybody wants to know. And so I asked it, and she went cold on me. She shut down, and I could not get in again.
So this is an interesting conversation for us, considering that we've all been there. I mean, Oprah's the queen, and even she has had, okay, Erica, go.
No. I just, that moment, and we were having this conversation earlier about, Justin Timberlake was not a very easy interview because he had this this stance about him where when you're going down a rabbit hole or you're messing up, he doesn't make you feel comfortable about it. So I got into this major tongue-tied, you were a boy and then you were a man, and it was just the dumbest thing, and he just let me do it. He didn't try to help me out, which is not his job.
It should be as a decent human being. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I also could have figured out a better way to form the question, but it was really Nick Cannon. I was trying to do this back and forth because he came into the studio, said something about Christina Milian, who they had broken up. Christina Milian came in the next week, said something about Nick Cannon. 2 weeks later, we're talking to Nick Cannon. I was like, well, Christina said, he was like, okay, I'm shutting this down. And I was like, oh, we not doing that? Okay.
You did your job. I get it. There's a tact, but you also have to do your job. Come on, and these celebrities are human beings. We need to stop putting them on a pedestal.
Right, and it goes both ways. This is a lot of inside baseball, that we're talking about, because I could snap back to interviews and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes the audience, they want to hear that answer, and you got to ask that question. That's how you really know what type of person that you're interviewing. Because if they're a cool person, they'll roll with it. Listen, I know this is tough. I don't want to answer that today, or whatever their answer might be. Sometimes I pronounce their name wrong in some interviews, and they're like, "Oh no, you could pronounce it like this." Then I'm like, "Oh, this guy's cool." And some people are like, "Who's this clown?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it throws you. It's just.
It's a sign of their character in my book. It truly is.
You have to have had a story or two. Not saying that you have cringy moments.
I'm trying to think. No, I have so many moments because I feel like I've interviewed everybody under the sun. The only one that recently comes up, to your point about being a good person, is when we asked Candace Cameron Bure about Lori Loughlin. She had yet not talked about Lori at all in the news, at all. So we knew that was a closed door, but we also know that she would handle it very professionally and delicately, and she did. She smiled her way through it. You could tell it made her uncomfortable, but she said all the right things, and we did our job at the same time.
Al, do you remember we interviewed DMC, and on my card it said you gave all your money to Puerto Rico or something? He's like, what are you, crazy? He's like, I didn't give all my money. Remember that?
I absolutely remember that. I was thinking about cringeworthy interviews as we're talking, and just say on season 1 we interviewed the Australian firefighters. I wanted to know how do you feel about telling them that when he appeared that the sun has risen? Have you thought any more about that retroactively?
Yeah, I did, because if the genders were reversed, it would have been very sexist. But he was also on a beautiful pinup calendar.
I love you so much, Sammy.
I love you too. All right, so a new survey looked at how often people wash their clothes and household items. The results are going to surprise you and may make you feel a certain way. 14% of people say they wash their knit hats and ball caps just once a year. 15% said they give their sweaters a yearly wash. 18% said they throw their jeans in the washer just once a year. 36% said their coats get cleaned once a year. But here's the kicker, you guys. 30% of people said they only clean their bed sheets once a year or less, Erica, or less.
Y'all nasty. Y'all are nasty. We know. I mean, we've been to college, so you see some things. I remember I had a friend whose roommate, I am not kidding you, there was this unknown mark on the bed. That mark stayed there for the entire school year.
That's disgusting.
The entire school year. And when he would have lady guests, I would be like, girl, this has not changed. I just want you to know. I'm trying to go girl code so you know. And a lot of them didn't care.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Quickly, jeans. You and Al, how often do you wash your jeans?
I'm once a year.
What?
Yep.
Albert?
I don't wash my jeans.
Oh man, they got every three wears.
No
I
way.
lived in Florida, man. Come on.
Unless I got to notice
things happening, you got to keep them clean.
You're wearing jeans right now, bro.
I haven't washed these in like 6 months.
You know you can put them in the freezer.
What are you talking about?
So Ralph Lauren advises not to wash jeans.
I'm hip.
But Ralph Lauren also says in that same sentence to clean them, to disinfect them, throw them in a freezer.
No. Unless I have a noticeable stain, like a pasta spill with spaghetti, They're not getting washed.
I'm going to tell Jordan to throw them in the wash.
Nope. I like my jeans crispy.
Coming up on DBL, we are catching up with your favorite stars of the 80s, and next, Lea Thompson reveals the cheeky prop she kept from the Back to the Future set. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
It's so easy.
It's a trend that's taking over social media called baby botox. The idea is to soften the movement of facial muscles and prevent the appearance of lines down the road. According to the Washington Post, people ages 20 to 39 were responsible for about 20% of all Botox procedures in 2019. The majority of patients are women, but dermatologists report more and more men are jumping on the anti-aging bandwagon. Preventative Botox isn't the same as erasing wrinkles. Instead, small amounts of the toxin are used on targeted muscles to temporarily weaken them. Also, fewer treatments are needed than with the traditional procedure. If done correctly, that means you'll still have natural facial movement. It just stops you from tensing those muscles too hard. So, what do doctors want you to know? First, there isn't a lot of research on the long-term effects of baby Botox, but prolonged use could have consequences. Also, since this is preventative, patients will need to continue getting injections, and that could be costly. Plus, since things can go wrong if the procedure isn't done properly, you have to do your research when finding a provider. And remember, there is no such thing as staying young forever. That's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. From movies like Some Kind of Wonderful, my favorite, to Back to the Future, Lea Thompson is one of our favorite 80s stars. You may also know her from the popular 90s sitcom Caroline in the City. Earlier, Tori and Al checked in with Lea all about what she's been up to lately. That's in today's special series, Favorite 80s Stars of the 80s.
Lea Thompson, welcome to DBL. Now, you go down in history as one of film's most famous moms because everyone knows Marty McFly's mom. We're talking to her right now, Lorraine, in Back to the Future.
I hope you don't mind, but George asked if he could take me home.
Great, good, Lorraine. I have a feeling about you, too.
So, over the course of the trilogy, do you have a favorite specific part about playing Lorraine? Because she's had some good moments.
Well, it was a great part because I got to play all the different ages and all the different kind of incarnations of Lorraine McFly. So it was a great part in a great movie. So I couldn't be more thankful to be playing the mother of a 17-year-old for 40 years.
That's true. I never thought about that.
My father! Did you get kicked out of another boarding school?
Now, in Back to the Future 2, which I loved, when Lorraine was married to Biff, which I did not love. But is it true you took a very specific souvenir from the set?
Yes, I took my bust. They created fake busts for me, and I didn't want it to fall into the wrong hands, so I took my latex dress home with me. Never to be used again.
Lea, you could sign that and that could go in the Met. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's history.
Speaking of iconic roles, you got to work with John Hughes in one of my favorites, Some Kind of Wonderful. And people say John Hughes defined a generation, but there's been some criticism here and there for how young women are portrayed in his films. Molly Ringwald even called much of his writing inappropriate. I just wanted your take. You have the floor. What did you think about that?
Well, I think Some Kind of Wonderful was one of his most sensitive movies.
Yeah.
I don't think he made too many gaffes in that movie, as you would see now. But, you know, as history changes and we all expand our minds and our sensitivities, I think it's important to, you know, put things in context for the time. You know, John was trying to do something, but he was also a comedian in a very kind of insensitive time. Some of his stuff kind of made me cringe when it happened.
Really?
When I watched it, but not some kind of wonderful. I mean, my husband directed it. I met him there, and we've been married for 32 years. So, yay.
That's some kind of wonderful.
There we go. Oh, Tori, you nailed that one.
Nailed it. That's wonderful. Sorry. She's like, please go.
All right. Now, I remember being a little kid and watching this. We have to talk about Howard the Duck.
Howard
Yes,
the
we
Duck.
do. It started out as a box office flop and has become an enormous cult classic.
Sometimes I still get this feeling there's some kind of special destiny waiting for me.
Howard, that's it. Maybe that's why you're here.
And even gets a re-release this year to celebrate its 35th anniversary. How has that experience been for you?
You know, the fact that they're releasing it in 4K, whatever that is, means that there's a lot of fans. And I think I was in a special time when you could buy a movie for the first time and hold it and own it and play it a million times. And I think because Howard the Duck was probably on sale, it's sold a lot.
Currently, you and your daughter Zoe, also an actress, have teamed up on a podcast called A Total Switch Show, right? Where you tell the story of a mother and daughter who actually have switched bodies. What's that like when you're doing this with your actual daughter? How is working with Zoe?
Well, Zoe was the producer, so I was super proud that my daughter gave me a job. There's that. And it was also the first thing I did in COVID when we were all still kind of sequestered away. So it was really fun to act at that time and to make people laugh and to kind of create some entertainment, because during COVID, I really realized how important entertainment is, you know? That sometimes I don't think of our job as being important, but it is. And it's great to get people's heads out of whatever they're in that's not so great.
DBL Nation, don't forget to check out Leah's podcast, A Total Switch Show on Audible.
Yes.
Lea Thompson, thank you so much for chatting, and thank you for stopping by. I can't wait to listen. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Leah.
Joe, welcome to DBL. I'm going to start off with this question for you. The killer, the actual killer in your case, has never been brought to justice. And you've said that this murder will always be a cold case. I want to know from you why you think that.
Well, there's actually two murderers in this case. One was my co-defendant, and he died. 80% of the evidence that freed me was in 3 places: the prosecutor's file, the police file, and the coroner's file, and it was there all along.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. So earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, we've got something that will take your phone's on-camera experience to the next level. It is the Vivitar 12-inch selfie ring light with stands. Check this out. The LED ring light provides maximum lighting for Zoom meetings or any on-camera needs. It's got 2 phone cradles and a 63-inch light stand. So this kit is the perfect option when you want your selfies or videos to look professional. And it even comes with this remote so you can change the brightness or the color. Look at that.
Oh, it's a discotheque. Yeah.
Okay, so normally this is as much as $100. It's not surprising with how fancy this is. We've got it for only $39, saving up to 61%.
Oh, first off, I tried being on camera without a ring light, and it's awful. This actually would help if you want to have a relaxing day. Put the red, put the blue on, take your time.
Cool?
Love that. Great price. Great price.
Love this one. Okay, next up, I've got the perfect item to give you the spa treatment at home without the expensive price tag. So this is the 24-pack Spa Life face mask assortment. So this deal includes 3 different types of masks that are all sulfate-free. The cleansing lime gives your pores a zesty clean by gently stripping away excess dirt and oil. The brightening papaya gives your skin a tropical glow by removing dead skin cells while combating your dark spots and dullness. And lastly, the refreshing aloe brings balance to your complexion with rich antioxidants, vitamins, and aloe's natural ability to keep redness at bay. So normally this pack is $60, but we've got it for only $15, saving up to 75%.
You could get 1 mask for $15. I mean, I would pay the papaya for $15 for my dark spots. Guys, that's a deal and a half. And you can send that to friends. I'm loving that.
Oh yeah, if you ever want to have a girly pamper night.
$15 for all of that? Hello.
I know, I think that's a really good deal. Love that one. Next up, I've got something that will add style and elegance to your bedroom. It's the Marquise by Waterford Charmeuse Sateen Sheet Set. So this deal is available in queen or king and includes 1 flat sheet, 1 fitted sheet, 2 pillowcases, and it's silky soft to the touch. It's satin, so it'll keep your hair and skin smooth while you're asleep. So normally it's as much as $70 to $80. Now we've got it for only $29 to $39, saving on size, so it depends which one you want, and it's saving up to 59%.
Please, guys, a king size sateen set for $39.
It's so soft.
Winner. Yeah, and also I did know that it breaks your hair, you guys. If you're interested in keeping hair and wrinkles, that satin will really help. That's a great price.
Yeah, and it keeps your hair not getting frizzy.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be really good for your skin so you don't get wrinkles like you said, Tori.
Yeah,
so that's a good investment. Yeah.
Smart. Not too pricey.
No. And lastly, Tori, if you're like me, if you love music while you're out and about on the go, well, this Adoro Amplify metallic wireless stereo Bluetooth headphones do just that. You'll look great with these stylish headphones that feature a built-in microphone for hands-free calling and media control. And they've got memory padding in the earmuffs to ensure they are steady on your head so it's not going to hurt your ears, and they help cancel noise. Plus, they are foldable for the easier portability, and the extendable sides adjust, which makes it perfect for any user. So normally these are as much as $50, but we've got them only for $15.
What?
Saving up to 70%.
I think you're kidding me. I can't do the pods because of my ear holes, and it hurts. So I always do over the ear. I think I look cooler, so I'm getting those.
No, I think these are really beautiful. I love this color combination here too.
Very, very minimalist. I love that. All right, guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify exists to clear up misinformation and answer your questions, big and small, about the coronavirus pandemic. One viewer named Carol asked us, quote, what metrics will determine when the pandemic is over? Is there a data target of sorts? So let's verify. What does it mean for a pandemic to end?
Pandemics don't end in a bang, but in a whimper.
That's our first source, Dr. Stephen Kissler with the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And one way that the pandemic could end is simply that there's no more COVID. SARS-CoV-2 just stops spreading. But our experts say that this one is pretty unlikely.
So instead, what I think we'll be looking for is something where COVID poses a similar risk on the population level as other things that we're familiar with. Flu is another really good example here.
Dr. Linda Nabha, an infectious diseases expert from the University of Pittsburgh, agrees.
Infection rate, hospitalizations, and deaths are sort of the three major endpoints we look at, in addition to what we've talked about before is herd immunity.
Herd immunity is when enough of the population has been vaccinated to protect those who haven't been. And really, our experts say that the end of the pandemic will depend on where in the world you live. Here's an example. Let's take these two infectious diseases, HIV and tuberculosis. The WHO says that 1.5 million people still die from TB every year. And in 2019, almost 700,000 people died of HIV-related causes. Dr. Kistler believes that they're both still pandemics, but they're mostly affecting low to middle income countries.
I think that may be what we transition into, where under some definitions, SARS-CoV-2 will continue to be a pandemic.
So we can verify that we'll watch for infections, hospitalizations, and deaths to go down in order to reach some sort of end. But when that end is going to depend on where you live. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. Okay, so lots of comments about washing your jeans. They all agree with you, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to get
So
hammered.
Veronica said you should rarely wash your jeans, and when you do it inside out. And then Bailey says Al washes his jeans too much.
I disagree.
I disagree too, Al.
They clearly don't live in hot climates.
DBL's here every day. We'll see you guys
It's cold in
tomorrow,
Chicago.
same time, same place. Bye.
What we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Get the COVID vaccine for a chance to win $1 million? Is this a good idea, or could the money be put to better use? An American Idol contestant is gone because of a shocking social media post. Are we looking at cancel culture going too far, or is this accountability in action? Plus, Dancing with the Stars judge Derek Hough is live on the show today. And 80s Week continues with Lea Thompson, the prop she snagged from the Back to the Future set.
And I didn't want it to fall into the wrong hands.
Real, honest, entertaining, live.
DBL starts right now. 3, 2.
Ooh, who doesn't love her? Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, May 13th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it because not sure if you all heard about this, but Ohio's governor has announced a controversial new way to encourage people to get vaccinated. So it's $1 million lottery for anybody who gets the shot. Here's what the governor said about it.
Now, I know that some of you now are shaking your head and say, that Mike DeWine, he's crazy. This $1 million drawing idea of yours is a waste of money. But truly, the real waste at this point in the pandemic, when the vaccine is readily available to anyone who wants it, the real waste is a life that is lost now to COVID-19.
A lot of truth to that statement. So as you can imagine, a lot of people aren't too pleased with this idea, especially because the money comes from the COVID relief fund. So people are saying this money could be better spent on small businesses that are hurting. Others who like the plan say the money incentive will help get more people vaccinated. Of course, on the show, we always want to hear from you. So DBL Nation, what do you think? Good idea, bad idea? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Good idea, bad idea?
I like the incentive part of it, right? So I've always talked about incentivize rather than tell people what to do. $1 million, maybe divide that up in like everyone gets $500. You know what I mean? This way it's much more, a greater number of people instead of, what is it, 5 or 10 get $1 million. I don't like that part necessarily, but I like to get the ball rolling about incentivizing.
I think this is embarrassing.
Really?
I really do.
There goes my idea.
I'm sorry. I do. I believe America, our privilege is showing. The fact that we need to be incentivized to get the vaccine, there isn't necessarily adequate access all across the country. And when it is adequate access all across the country, where every American who wants to be vaccinated has access to the vaccine, then I think we move on and we roll those vaccines out to India, where the issue is dismal. It's a very dismal situation over there. Is that dismal? I mean, it's a terrible situation.
Right, 400,000 positive cases in one day alone.
And then you look
People
at Canada as well. Like
Right.
less than 10% have one vaccine because they don't have access to the vaccines.
Right.
So I say everyone who wants to get the vaccine, get it, and then we ship all the vaccines to people who actually want them.
But I'm with, and Al, please jump in here. I'm with Jeff here, even though I fully agree with Erica's point. At the end of the day, as embarrassing as it is, and it does show our privilege, what's going to produce results? Incentivizing people. And if that's going to save a life, if that's going to help these small businesses not go through another lockdown in the long run, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, Sam, first of all, leave it to the great state of Ohio to figure out a perfect plan. I'm not biased there. I'm just saying it's a great state. You know, honestly, we incentivize people to give blood, you know, be an organ donor. We incentivize people to do things that we need that'll help the greater good. Erica, would it be great if we just rolled out these vaccines and everybody took them? Yes, in a perfect world. We do not live in that world. We live in a world where for the last year and a half or even longer, if you count the anti-vax movement that's been going about 10, 15 years strong now. You have people that are, this is their identity, is to not be vaccinated. So we're not going to change that with a couple athletes saying that on a Twitter feed. So we have to incentivize people. It'd be great if we didn't, but we do. And I just want to get people vaccinated so we don't have to do another lockdown. Because quite frankly, I don't think we can do it.
Well, it looks like our viewers, Al, agree with Erica. 61% of you say no. So interesting. All right, so here's a question. Should you be held accountable for actions you took as a 12-year-old? What if those actions only happened 4 years ago? That's what a lot of you are asking about 16-year-old American Idol contestant Caleb Kennedy, who was forced to withdraw from the competition. It all came down to a video that resurfaced of Caleb back when he was 12. And a warning to our viewers, this video is disturbing. It shows, there it is, Caleb. There's Caleb right there, but he is sitting next to a friend who appears to be wearing a KKK hood. Now, Caleb's mother said that the two boys had just watched a horror movie, The Strangers Pray at Night, and they were trying to recreate one of the characters who you see here. Caleb released an apology about the video, saying in part, quote, "I was younger and did not think about my actions, but that is not an excuse." It's not really clear if Caleb left or if ABC kicked him off the show, but the question is, should he be held accountable for a video when he was just 12? And on the other side of that, if you're ABC, can you have a contestant with a video like this from their past? What do you think, Jeff?
It's a tough one. He's 12 years old, right? At 12, do you know what that means? I'm not making an excuse for him by any means. But should you be held accountable the rest of your life? This kid now, for the rest of his life, or at least the next couple of years, hey, are you the kid from American Idol that wore that KKK thing? Not were you that great singer on American Idol. That's what he's going to be known for. So I want to give him some sort of leeway there, even though I understand what this represents. ABC has no choice in this situation, right? He's very disposable for them. He's a reality contestant. He brings in no money. We'll take your fans that you brought to the show. Thanks, Caleb. But now we have to do our part so we don't get in trouble, and we have to let you go.
Erica?
You know, I think at 12 years old, I would just cringe the idea of me growing up in the digital era. This is just egregious for so many reasons, and I think that there's a lot of accountability that falls on the parents. Whose grandpappy just had a random KKK hood looking like it's very much certified and legit sitting around for these kids to even put on? So I do think at 12 you should know better, but how do you know better if the people around you who you're supposed to be looking up to aren't doing better? So I think it's there's a duality in this conversation.
I'm with Erica. Al, what do you think?
I think, you know, whenever I see, we'll show video of some 12-year-old or 13-year-old using the N-word, I'm like, which uncle or father are you mimicking? At 12 years old, those thoughts are implanted in you because of the environment you grew up in. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to cost this young man at least his career. I don't know that at 12 I would have been able to discern things like that. So I'm not, it's just a sad situation. But I understand, you know, American Idol has a part ways they can associate their brand with this.
And I just want to clarify, he was not wearing the mask. It was his friend, and I misspoke. So if it makes it any difference at all.
And that was the final five. I mean, this is the finals, so the stakes are even higher. Wow. Okay, so coming up on DBL, we are talking to Back to the Future actress Lea Thompson, from the iconic trilogy to working with John Hughes. She's going to tell us all about it. Plus, Dancing with the Stars judge. There he is! Woo! Derek Hough. He's got an Emmy in the background. Do you see it? He's here live. Can he really pull off the bad guy in his new Disney role? And the top things men think are sexy, but should never do according to women. I can't wait. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
that's taking over social media called baby botox. The idea is to soften the movement of facial muscles and prevent the appearance of lines down the road. According to the Washington Post, people ages 20 to 39 were responsible for about 20% of all Botox procedures in 2019. The majority of patients are women, but dermatologists report more and more men are jumping on the anti-aging bandwagon. Preventative Botox isn't the same as erasing wrinkles. Instead, small amounts of the toxin are used on targeted muscles to temporarily weaken them. Also, fewer treatments are needed than with the traditional procedure. If done correctly, that means you'll still have natural facial movement. It just stops you from tensing those muscles too hard. So, what do doctors want you to know? First, there isn't a lot of research on the long-term effects of baby Botox, but prolonged use could have consequences. Also, since this is preventative, patients will need to continue getting injections, and that could be costly. Plus, since things can go wrong if the procedure isn't done properly, you have to do your research when finding a provider. And remember, there is no such thing as staying young forever. That's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. This one's for the guys watching. So to the ladies out there, make sure your man listens. There's a new survey dishing on the male traits that women hate, but that men think that we'll find attractive. We have the list right here. Are you guys ready, Jeff? Yeah?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Here we go. The first one is putting on too much cologne, jewelry, and or hair gel. These accessories can backfire and make it look like you're trying too hard on your night out.
Pretty much everyone in my neighborhood, but keep going.
Next, not being able to do everyday tasks like cooking or cleaning. This is unsexy because, come on, your girlfriend's asking, did I sign up to be your partner or your mom? Third, oh yes, Erica. Third, don't call your ex crazy. It's not sexy, and most women don't appreciate hearing that word. And finally, don't ever send unsolicited nude pics to that special someone. Women don't want that, unless of course she asks for it. That's a different thing. So what do you think of the list? Agree, disagree? What do you think, Albert?
First of all, thanks for using my government name. Second of all, I honestly, I think this is a great list. I try to, when I accessorize, I try and make sure, first of all, we're lucky enough to have Carrie, but I never want to do too much. So I think to tell everybody with the fashion, less is more. Wear one nice thing and a couple other kind of cheap things. And with the cologne, hey, I'm sorry. You got to let people know you got on that eternity. You know what I'm saying, Sam?
Oh, funny, Al. Funny. What
I get it. I get it as an insider. Good one, Al. Good one.
What do you think?
I'm definitely 2 out of the 4. I probably smelled cologne growing up. My whole neighborhood had jewelry. We went to Jersey Shore, but it was like an Italian neighborhood. And I definitely have crazy exes. Yeah, I do.
And you talk about it?
No, I mean, I know 1 or 2.
Do you call your current flame crazy?
My wife?
Current flame.
I don't mind if people call me crazy. Like if I'm their ex and like Jeff was crazy, I probably was. I don't care.
Yeah,
What's
I
wrong
think
with
that there is I always warn people about when someone says something that's specific about their ex in the beginning, especially because I feel like a lot of times people will use that to groom you into being the antithesis of what their ex was, even if you might be the same way, you know, like, so it's like, oh, well, she never did blah, blah, blah. So then you're like going out of your way to do it.
Right.
Don't let people groom you.
No.
You do you, but
way too much thought into that.
No way. That's true. That's
It's just because
if they're like
crazy ex, you
diagnose me? No. If you say like, so some people will be like, oh, my ex used to always be jealous when I was hanging out with my friend that I've had since, you know, high school. So you can never say anything about them hanging out with their friend that they've had since high school.
They're
because
setting
now
a rubric. They're setting a rubric, and we're not here for it.
I'm going to wear some cologne and call my exes crazy.
Coming up on DBL, glad we learned something there. Chrissy Teigen's old tweets trolling Courtney Stodden are coming back to haunt her, but will Chrissy be canceled? And next, we're talking live. There he is with Dancing with the Stars judge, Derek Hough. Oh, yeah. Oh, cologne?
Yeah.
Say it isn't so. Derek, say it isn't so. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We all know.
Joe, welcome to DBL. I'm going to start off with this question for you. The killer, the actual killer in your case, has never been brought to justice. And you've said that this murder will always be a cold case. I want to know from you why you think that.
Well, there's actually two murderers in this case. One was my co-defendant, and he died. 80% of the evidence that freed me was in 3 places: the prosecutor's file, the police file, and the coroner's file, and it was there all along.
I'm sorry, have we met?
Jenny, Zach. Zachy Roy from North High. Luck be a lady? Oh my.
Oh my gosh, Zachy! How long has it been? 17 years, 6 months, and 3 cats ago, but who's counting?
Oh, that goes into our last story. That was a sneak peek at the new season of High School Musical. The musical, the series, we cannot wait. Long name, but the list of reasons to check it out is even longer. And at the top of that list, the show's newest bad guy, Derek Hough. Welcome to DBL. There he is. Oh, he even gave us the bad guy's fingers. We see it.
Yeah.
So, Derek, before we get into the show, we were hoping you could weigh in on a hot topic at DBL this week. We're still getting comments about it from our viewers. We can't get over Bennifer being back together. Since you and J-Lo worked together for years on World of Dance, are you loving this blast from the past or no?
I honestly have just heard about something like this last night, so I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's going on, but I'm all about love, so that's all I'll say about that.
Got it.
What a true pro. True pro, Derek. All right, so we gotta talk about your TikTok game, because my co-host Sam was just explaining it's on fire.
Yes, it is.
Are you still happy with it?
Yeah, man. For me, it was just an opportunity to be a dork, which is what I realize is my emotional home is just dork. So it's a perfect platform for me to be my true self. It's a good time, man. Yeah.
My favorite one, really quickly, Derek, is the one where you literally did everything my husband did and then corrected it. So you would like pretend to squish the trash down and then you took out the trash. Or you would pretend that you were about to put the plate in the sink and then you fully put the plate in the dishwasher like we all like. That was good.
That's right. That's right. During this quarantine time, I have been fully domesticated. I'm husband material these days, for sure.
Yeah, and let me also tell you, you don't have the biggest fandom from the husbands, because Sam's been talking about how Derek does it right and Mark doesn't for like the whole morning.
Yes.
So Mark might be coming for you.
By the way, the only reason why I can say that is because my girlfriend just left the house, so that's why I can say it right now. Otherwise, she'd be like, "Excuse me."
Well, Derek, we love seeing you on Dancing with the Stars again, and I know that you're a big fan of Tyra Banks hosting. So, how do you think she'll do in her second year, and is there an energy that only Tyra can bring?
Yeah, I think she did a great job. I think, stepping into, Tom Bergeron's shoes, which is, those tough shoes to fill, she did a fantastic job adding her own flair, her own spice onto it. And so I think that, second season, I think she's going to be fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to it. Len Goodman's going to be back this year. So it's going to be 4 of us behind that judge's desk. I might just sit on Len's lap. I don't know. Just ask him, what did you think, Len? I don't, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great season.
Oh, I'm going to hold you to
Derek,
that.
do they tell you how to pull out your paddle?
Oh.
Like when you're judging and they're like, 5. Do they?
No.
Is that your own thing?
That's just the magic of paddle holding that came from within.
All right.
He's going to have to teach you a
I
thing or
need
two.
my paddle game's weak is why I'm asking.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about High School Musical, and I have to be honest.
There's so many things about that.
Euphemism. Yes, it is. It's definitely a euphemism. Okay, let's get to High School Musical because we all know that you're a nice guy. How are we supposed to take you seriously as the show's bad guy? Is there anyone that you based your character on in order to get into that mindset?
It's interesting because my character Zach Roy, he's just really, really competitive. So I have that in common. However, he crosses the line, and he's definitely, I don't know. I always just say this, false bravado, power over others is weakness in disguise. So anybody who feels like they, are having this false bravado, there's something going on. They're a little insecure. They're not feeling really great about themselves. So, yeah, but I will say it's fun. It's fun to be kind of like, just to play that character, that kind of like the antagonist, the mean guy, if you will.
Okay, Derek, you better come through with that false bravado PSA today. Those were all the words to live by. Well, let's talk about your high school experience because it was pretty unique. You studied dance in London for 10 years. So did you actually get to do the typical high school thing, like go to the prom, things like that?
No, I actually didn't do any prom, nothing like that. And even when our school had like events, I was always traveling, competing. I would be, in Germany or France somewhere in a competition, and I'd miss out on all like the school stuff. But it was fun. Or I was in a punk rock band playing drums with eyeliner and long black hair.
Oh, we would love to see
Derek,
that.
You just put
in
Sam,
fact,
you made her sweaty. She was already had palms sweaty. Now it's just full on.
Did you have to say that you were a drummer
I was
in a punk band?
emo
I
kid.
can't.
I think this is important, though. We are all imagining what it would look like, but actually, we know what you looked like in high school because here's your high school yearbook photo, Derek Hough.
Oh my gosh!
It's kind of the same.
I'm gonna say that's not my yearbook.
Yeah, where's
that's
the
my
black
first
hair?
Season on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the guy liner, the black hair, the drumsticks in your hands? Come on now.
So, but here's what happened. I would literally I would have the eyeliner, I'd have the long hair, I'd have the jeans, the spikes, and then I would take it all off and put on a rhinestone outfit and go do a cha-cha on Sundays at competition. So. I was like a dual personality.
It's the juxtaposition for me. Yes, it is. Thank you, Derek Hough, for joining DBL. Check out Derek in the new season of High School Musical. The musical, the series, premieres tomorrow on Disney+. Thanks again, Derek. We appreciate you. We'll be right back. Bye,
Thanks,
Derek.
buddy. Take care, guys.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify exists to clear up misinformation and answer your questions, big and small, about the coronavirus pandemic. One viewer named Carol asked us, quote, what metrics will determine when the pandemic is over? Is there a data target of sorts? So let's verify. What does it mean for a pandemic to end?
Pandemics don't end in a bang, but in a whimper.
That's our first source, Dr. Stephen Kissler with the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And one way that the pandemic could end is simply that there's no more COVID. SARS-CoV-2 just stops spreading. But our experts say that this one is pretty unlikely.
So instead, what I think we'll be looking for is something where COVID poses a similar risk on the population level as other things that we're familiar with. Flu is another really good example here.
Dr. Linda Nabha, an infectious diseases expert from the University of Pittsburgh, agrees.
Infection rate, hospitalizations, and deaths are sort of the three major endpoints we look at, in addition to what we've talked about before is herd immunity.
Herd immunity is when enough of the population has been vaccinated to protect those who haven't been. And really, our experts say that the end of the pandemic will depend on where in the world you live. Here's an example. Let's take these two infectious diseases, HIV and tuberculosis. The WHO says that 1.5 million people still die from TB every year. And in 2019, almost 700,000 people died of HIV-related causes. Dr. Kistler believes that they're both still pandemics, but they're mostly affecting low to middle income countries.
I think that may be what we transition into, where under some definitions, SARS-CoV-2 will continue to be a pandemic.
So we can verify that we'll watch for infections, hospitalizations, and deaths to go down in order to reach some sort of end. But when that end is going to depend on where you live. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Tomorrow on DBL, Black Monday co-stars Don Cheadle and Regina Hall. What really gets under their skin on set?
And I really do get upset, like I really do. I think the director yelled, "Cut, move the arm."
And a week of your favorite 80s stars continues with actress Mary Lou Henner. Did she really date two of her Taxi castmates? That's tomorrow only on DBL.
Ooh, you do not want to miss that. And if you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here is what's coming up. We're talking to your favorite stars from the 80s. You'll never guess the prop Lea Thompson took with her from the Back to the Future set. Plus, the hashtag Cancel Chrissy is trending on Twitter. Are Chrissy Teigen's hateful words catching up with her? And thank you to our coworkers watching from home right now. Yes, Kiri, we appreciate all of you. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. We got to get into the story. Wow, Chrissy Teigen is coming under fire for some past posts. So in an interview with the Daily Beast, Courtney Stodden said back in 2011, Chrissy would, quote, privately DM me and tell me to kill myself on Twitter. Courtney, who identifies as non-binary, was 16 at the time and married to actor Doug Hutchinson, who is 50, if you remember that. Chrissy tweeted that she is mortified and sad at who she used to be, saying, quote, I was an insane, attention-seeking troll. I am ashamed and completely embarrassed at my behavior. She added that she tried to connect with Courtney privately, but also wanted to publicly apologize. Well, Courtney accepted Chrissy's apology on Instagram, but said that they never heard from Chrissy or her camp in private and claims Chrissy blocked them on Twitter. Courtney said the apology, quote, feels like a public attempt to save her partnerships with Target and other brands who are realizing her wokeness is a broken record, end quote. What do you think?
It doesn't seem like she accepted her apology.
Well, if Chrissy's saying I'm trying to reach out privately and Courtney's blocked, that seems like a whole lot of fluff.
I just thought that was funny that she's like, I accept your apology, but you're only doing this because. So that's not really accepting your apology. That aside, whoa.
Yeah.
What are the repercussions for this? You know what I mean? We just talked about how disposable that guy was from American Idol. Chrissy Teigen telling someone to kill themselves that she doesn't know, that's not even like laughable. Or I mean, I'm not saying she should be wiped off the planet by any means, but it's like, we should talk about this.
I think there's a formula for cancellation, and it really does have to do with how many people are going to continue to rock with you and ride this wave out. But I do think that this is just an important lesson, especially for people who are very public. You have to be ready to get it how you gave it, and that's just the truth. So when she took off and said that she wasn't going to be on social media for a while because people were cruel, that's coming back to you.
Projection.
And we all have that day. I know I've had it, I'll have it again, and you just have to be prepared for it.
There's no way, Erica, you would never DM someone. She did it publicly. I read all the tweets. I was horrified, and I'm a Chrissy Teigen fan. I unfollowed her last night. This isn't me advocating to cancel her. It's just me not wanting to be a part of who I thought Chrissy Teigen was anymore. Because, Al, when I read those tweets, oh my gosh, a lot of them public, saying that, I don't even want to repeat it, but in so many words that you need to kill yourself, you need to die, and then DMs constantly berating her, saying, go kill yourself. I'm sorry, Chrissy was in her 20s, even if she was 12 years old. None of us have ever told someone to go and kill themselves.
Yeah, Sam, there is a line. And, you know, sometimes that line is gray, and sometimes that line is pretty obvious. And, I mean, she's crossed the line that not only do I think that her corporate sponsors need to take a serious look at, but the people that followed her and have followed her for years need to take a look at. And also understand that putting all of your faith into one person, this is what happens. People are flawed. People give you the perception of who they are, but we'll never really know who you are except through your tweets. And now we're getting to know another side of her through her tweets, because I know that was a while ago, but there's something there that would cause you to constantly DM a 16-year-old. Like, what is that? And if she can explain that, I think a lot of her fans would be open to it, but just trying to say, I apologize, let's move on, that ain't gonna fly, buddy.
No. Yeah. All right, so even Oprah can admit to having a bad interview. Can you believe that? She was recently dishing about her most cringeworthy interviews to Rob Lowe on his podcast. Oprah says she really messed up when she was interviewing Sally Field. Oprah said she asked an indelicate question about Burt Reynolds, who Sally dated for 5 years back in the 70s and 80s. Have a listen.
I asked her, does Burt sleep with his toupee on? I cringe to even think that I asked that question. But I asked it because the producers are like, you have to ask, you have to ask, you have to ask. That's what everybody wants to know. And so I asked it, and she went cold on me. She shut down, and I could not get in again.
So this is an interesting conversation for us, considering that we've all been there. I mean, Oprah's the queen, and even she has had, okay, Erica, go.
No, I just, that moment, and we were having this conversation earlier about, Justin Timberlake was not a very easy interview because he had this, this stance about him where, when you're going down a rabbit hole or you're messing up, he doesn't make you feel comfortable about it. So I got into this major tongue-tied, you were a boy and then you were a man, and it was just the dumbest thing, and he just let me do it. He didn't try to help me out, which is not his job.
It should be as a decent human being. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I also could have figured out a better way to form the question, but it was really Nick Cannon. I was trying to do this back and forth because he came into the studio, said something about Christina Milian, who they had broken up. Christina Milian came in the next week, said something about Nick Cannon. 2 weeks later, we're talking to Nick Cannon. I was like, well, Christina said, he was like, okay, I'm shutting this down. And I was like, oh, we not doing that? Okay.
You did your job. I get it. There's a tact, but you also have to do your job. Come on, and these celebrities are human beings. We need to stop putting them on a pedestal.
Right, and it goes both ways. This is a lot of inside baseball, that we're talking about, because I could snap back to interviews and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes the audience, they want to hear that answer, and you got to ask that question. That's how you really know what type of person that you're interviewing. Because if they're a cool person, they'll roll with it. Listen, I know this is tough. I don't want to answer that today, or whatever their answer might be. Sometimes I pronounce their name wrong in some interviews, and they're like, oh no, you got to pronounce it like this. Then I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. And some people are like, who's this clown? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it throws you. It's just.
It's a sign of their character in my book. It truly is.
You have to have had a story or two. Not saying that you have cringy moments.
I'm trying to think. No, I have so many moments because I feel like I've interviewed everybody under the sun. The only one that recently comes up, to your point about being a good person, is when we asked Candace Cameron Bure about Lori Loughlin. She had yet not talked about Lori at all in the news, at all. So we knew that was a closed door, but we also know that she would handle it very professionally and delicately, and she did. She smiled her way through it. You could tell it made her uncomfortable, but she said all the right things, and we did our job at the same time.
Al, do you remember we interviewed DMC, and on my card it said you gave all your money to Puerto Rico or something? He's like, what are you, crazy? He's like, I didn't give all my money. Remember that?
I absolutely remember that. I was thinking about cringeworthy interviews as we're talking, and just say on season 1 we interviewed the Australian firefighters. I wanted to know how do you feel about telling them that when he appeared that the sun has risen? Have you thought any more about that retroactively?
Yeah, I did, because if the genders were reversed, it would have been very sexist. But he was also on a beautiful pinup calendar.
I love you so much, Sammy.
I love you too. All right, so a new survey looked at how often people wash their clothes and household items. The results are going to surprise you and may make you feel a certain way. 14% of people say they wash their knit hats and ball caps just once a year. 15% said they give their sweaters a yearly wash. 18% said they throw their jeans in the washer just once a year. 36% said their coats get cleaned once a year. But here's the kicker, you guys. 30% of people said they only clean their bed sheets once a year or less, Erica, or less.
Y'all nasty. Y'all are nasty. We know. I mean, we've been to college, so you see some things. I remember I had a friend whose roommate, I am not kidding you, there was this unknown mark on the bed. That mark stayed there for the entire school year.
That's disgusting.
The entire school year. And when he would have lady guests, I would be like, girl, this has not changed. I just want you to know. I'm trying to go girl code so you know. And a lot of them didn't care.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Quickly, jeans. You and Al, how often do you wash your jeans?
I'm once a year.
What?
Yep.
Albert?
I don't wash my jeans.
Oh man, they got every three wears.
No
I lived
way.
in Florida, man. Come on.
Unless I got to notice
things happening, you got to keep them clean.
You're wearing jeans right now, bro.
I haven't washed these in like 6 months.
You know you can put them in the freezer.
What are you talking about?
So Ralph Lauren advises not to wash jeans.
I'm hip.
But Ralph Lauren also says in that same sentence to clean them, to disinfect them, throw them in a freezer.
No, unless I have a noticeable stain like a pasta spill with spaghetti, they're not getting washed.
I'm going to tell Jordan to throw them in the wash.
Nope. I like my jeans crispy.
We are catching up with your favorite stars of the 80s, and next, Lea Thompson reveals the cheeky prop she kept from the Back to the Future set. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by...
It's so easy.
It's a trend that's taking over social media called baby botox. The idea is to soften the movement of facial muscles and prevent the appearance of lines down the road. According to the Washington Post, people ages 20 to 39 were responsible for about 20% of all Botox procedures in 2019. The majority of patients are women, but dermatologists report more and more men are jumping on the anti-aging bandwagon. Preventative Botox isn't the same as erasing wrinkles. Instead, small amounts of the toxin are used on targeted muscles to temporarily weaken them. Also, fewer treatments are needed than with the traditional procedure. If done correctly, that means you'll still have natural facial movement. It just stops you from tensing those muscles too hard. So, what do doctors want you to know? First, there isn't a lot of research on the long-term effects of baby Botox, but prolonged use could have consequences. Also, since this is preventative, patients will need to continue getting injections, and that could be costly. Plus, since things can go wrong if the procedure isn't done properly, you have to do your research when finding a provider. And remember, there is no such thing as staying young forever. That's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. From movies like Some Kind of Wonderful, my favorite, to Back to the Future, Lea Thompson is one of our favorite 80s stars. You may also know her from the popular 90s sitcom Caroline in the City. Earlier, Tori and Al checked in with Lea all about what she's been up to lately. That's in today's special series, Favorite 80s Stars of the 80s.
Lea Thompson, welcome to DBL. Now, you go down in history as one of film's most famous moms because everyone knows Marty McFly's mom. We're talking to her right now, Lorraine, in Back to the Future.
I hope you don't mind, but George asked if he could take me home.
Great, good, Lorraine. I have a feeling about you too.
So over the course of the trilogy, do you have a favorite specific part about playing Lorraine? Because she's had some good moments.
Well, it was a great part because I got to play all the different ages and all the different kind of incarnations of Lorraine McFly. So it was a great part in a great movie. So I couldn't be more thankful to be playing the mother of a 17-year-old for 40 years.
That's true. I never thought about that.
My father! Did you get kicked out of another boarding school?
Now, in Back to the Future 2, which I loved, when Lorraine was married to Biff, which I did not love. But is it true you took a very specific souvenir from the set?
Yes, I took my bust. They created a fake bust for me, and I didn't want it to fall into the wrong hands, so I took my latex dress home with me. Never to be used again.
Lea, you could sign that and that could go in the Met. That's fantastic.
That's history.
Speaking of iconic roles, you got to work with John Hughes in one of my favorites, Some Kind of Wonderful. And people say John Hughes defined a generation, but there's been some criticism here and there for how young women are portrayed in his films. Molly Ringwald even called much of his writing inappropriate. I just wanted your take. You have the floor. What did you think about that?
Well, I think Some Kind of Wonderful was one of his most sensitive movies.
Yeah.
I don't think he made too many gaffes in that movie, as you would see now. But, you know, as history changes and we all expand our minds and our sensitivities, I think it's important to, you know, put things in context for the time. You know, John was trying to do something, but he was also a comedian in a very kind of insensitive time. Some of his stuff kind of made me cringe when it happened.
Really?
When I watched it, but not Some Kind of Wonderful. I mean, my husband directed it. I met him there, and we've been married for 32 years. So, yay.
That's Some Kind of Wonderful.
There we go. Oh, Tori, you nailed that one.
Nailed it. Okay. That's wonderful. Sorry. She's like, please go.
All right. Now, I remember being a little kid and watching this. We have to talk about Howard the Duck. Yes, we do. It started out as a box office flop and has become an enormous cult classic.
Sometimes I still get this feeling there's some kind of special destiny waiting for me.
Howard, that's it. Maybe that's why you're here.
And even gets a re-release this year to celebrate its 35th anniversary. How has that experience been for you?
You know, the fact that they're releasing it in 4K, whatever that is, means that there's a lot of fans. And I think I was in a special time when you could buy a movie for the first time and hold it and own it and play it a million times. And I think because Howard the Duck was probably on sale, it's worth a lot.
Currently, you and your daughter Zoe, also an actress, have teamed up on a podcast called A Total Switch Show, right? Where you tell the story of a mother and daughter who actually have switched bodies. What's that like when you're doing this with your actual daughter? How is working with Zoe?
Well, Zoe was the producer, so I was super proud that my daughter gave me a job. There's that. And it was also the first thing I did in COVID when we were all still kind of sequestered away. So it was really fun to act at that time and to make people laugh and to kind of create some entertainment, because during COVID, I really realized how important entertainment is, you know? That sometimes I don't think of our job as being important, but it is. And it's great to get people's heads out of whatever they're in that's not so great.
DBL Nation, don't forget to check out Lea's podcast, A Total Switch Show on Audible.
Yes.
Lea Thompson, thank you so much for chatting, and thank you for stopping by. I can't wait to listen. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Lea.
Thank you.
Welcome to DBL. I'm going to start off with this question for you. The killer, the actual killer in your case, has never been brought to justice. And you've said that this murder will always be a cold case. I want to know from you why you think that.
Well, there's actually two murderers in this case. One was my co-defendant, and he died. 80% of the evidence that freed me was in 3 places: the prosecutor's file, the police file, and the coroner's file, and it was there all along.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. So earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, we've got something that will take your phone's on-camera experience to the next level. It is the Vivitar 12-inch selfie ring light with stand. So check this out. The LED ring light provides maximum lighting for Zoom meetings or any on-camera needs. It's got 2 phone cradles and a 63-inch light stand. So this kit is the perfect option when you want your selfies or videos to look professional. And it even comes with this remote, so you can change the brightness or the color.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, it's a discotheque.
Choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so normally this is as much as $100. It's not surprising with how fancy this is. We've got it for only $39, saving up to 61%.
Oh, first off, I tried being on camera without a ring light, and it's awful. This actually would help if you want to have a relaxing day. Put the red, put the blue on, take your time.
Cool?
Love that. Great price. Great price.
Love this one. Okay, next up, I've got the perfect item to give you the spa treatment at home without the expensive price tag. So this is the 24-pack Spa Life face mask assortment. So this deal includes 3 different types of masks that are all sulfate-free. The cleansing line gives your pores a zesty clean by gently stripping away excess dirt and oil. The brightening papaya gives your skin a tropical glow by removing dead skin cells while combating your dark spots and dullness. And lastly, the refreshing aloe brings balance to your complexion with rich antioxidants, vitamins, and aloe's natural ability to keep redness at bay.
Wow.
So normally this pack is $60, but we've got it for only $15, saving up to 75%.
You could get 1 mask for $15. I mean, I would pay the papaya for $15 for my dark spots. Guys, that's a deal and a half. And you can send that to friends. I'm loving that.
Oh yeah, if you ever want to have a girly pamper night.
$15 for all of that? Hello.
I know, I think that's a really good deal.
Please.
Love that one. Next up, I've got something that will add style and elegance to your bedroom. It's the Marquise by Waterford Charmeuse Sateen Sheet Set. So this deal is available in Queen or King and includes 1 flat sheet, 1 fitted sheet, 2 pillowcases, and it's silky soft to the touch. It's satin, so it'll keep your hair and skin smooth while you're asleep. So normally it's as much as $70 to $80. Now we've got it for only $29 to $39, saving on size, so it depends which one you want, and it's saving up to 59%.
Please, guys, a king size sateen set for $39.
It's so soft.
Winner. Yeah, and also I did know that it breaks your hair, you guys. If you're interested in keeping hair and wrinkles, that satin will really help. That's a great price.
Yeah, and it keeps your hair not getting frizzy.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be really good for your skin so you don't get wrinkles like you said, Tori.
Yeah,
so that's a good investment. Yeah.
Smart. Not too pricey.
No. And lastly, Tori, if you're like me, if you love music while you're out and about on the go, well, this Adoro Amplify metallic wireless stereo Bluetooth headphones do just that. You'll look great with these stylish headphones that feature a built-in microphone for hands-free calling and media control. They've got memory padding in the earmuffs to ensure they are steady on your head so it's not going to hurt your ears, and they help cancel noise. Plus, they are foldable for the easier portability, and the extendable sides adjust, which makes it perfect for any user. So normally these are as much as $50, but we've got them only for $15.
What?
Saving up to 70%.
I feel like you're kidding me. I can't do the pods because of my ear holes, and it hurts. So I always do over the ear. I think I look cooler, so I'm getting those.
No, I think these are really beautiful. I love this color combination here too.
Very, very minimalist. I love that. All right, guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify exist to clear up misinformation and answer your questions, big and small, about the coronavirus pandemic. One viewer named Carol asked us, quote, what metrics will determine when the pandemic is over? Is there a data target of sorts? So let's verify. What does it mean for a pandemic to end?
Pandemics don't end in a bang, but in a whimper.
That's our first source, Dr. Stephen Kissler with the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And one way that the pandemic could end is simply that there's no more COVID. SARS-CoV-2 just stopped spreading. But our experts say that this one is pretty unlikely.
So instead, what I think we'll be looking for is something where COVID poses a similar risk on the population level as other things that we're familiar with. Flu is another really good example here.
Dr. Linda Nabha, an infectious diseases expert from the University of Pittsburgh, agrees.
Infection rate, hospitalizations, and deaths are sort of the three major endpoints we look at, in addition to what we've talked about before is herd immunity.
Herd immunity is when enough of the population has been vaccinated to protect those who haven't been. And really, our experts say that the end of the pandemic will depend on where in the world you live. Here's an example. Let's take these two infectious diseases, HIV and tuberculosis. The WHO says that 1.5 million people still die from TB every year. And in 2019, almost 700,000 people died of HIV-related causes. Dr. Kissler believes that they're both still pandemics, but they're mostly affecting low to middle income countries.
I think that may be what we transition into, where under some definitions, SARS-CoV-2 will continue to be a pandemic.
So we can verify that we'll watch for infections, hospitalizations, and deaths to go down in order to reach some sort of end. But when that end is going to depend on where you live. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. Okay, so lots of comments about washing your jeans.
Oh.
They all agree with you, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to get hammered.
So Veronica said you should rarely wash your jeans, and when you do it inside out. And then Bailey says Al washes his jeans too much.
I disagree.
I disagree too, Al.
They clearly don't live in hot climates.
DBL's here every day. We'll see you guys
It's cold in
tomorrow.
Chicago.
Same time, same place. Bye.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Get the COVID vaccine for a chance to win $1 million? Is this a good idea, or could the money be put to better use? An American Idol contestant is gone because of a shocking social media post. Are we looking at cancel culture going too far, or is this accountability in action? Plus, Dancing with the Stars judge Derek Hough is live on the show today. And 80s Week continues with Lea Thompson, the prop she snagged from the Back to the Future set.
And I didn't want it to fall into the wrong hands.
Real, honest, entertaining, live.
DBL starts right now. 3, 2.
Ooh, who doesn't love her? Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, May 13th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it because not sure if you all heard about this, but Ohio's governor has announced a controversial new way to encourage people to get vaccinated. So it's $1 million lottery for anybody who gets the shot. Here's what the governor said about it.
I know that some of you now are shaking your head and say, that Mike DeWine, he's crazy. This $1 million drawing idea of yours is a waste of money. But truly, the real waste at this point in the pandemic, when the vaccine is readily available to anyone who wants it, the real waste is a life that is lost now to COVID-19.
A lot of truth to that statement. So as you can imagine, a lot of people aren't too pleased with this idea, especially because the money comes from the COVID relief fund. So people are saying this money could be better spent on small businesses that are hurting. Others who like the plan say the money incentive will help get more people vaccinated. Of course, on the show, we always want to hear from you. So DBL Nation, what do you think? Good idea, bad idea? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Good idea, bad idea?
I like the incentive part of it, right? So I've always talked about incentivize rather than tell people what to do. $1 million, maybe divide that up in like everyone gets $500. You know what I mean? This way it's much more, a greater number of people instead of, what is it, 5 or 10 get $1 million. I don't like that part necessarily, but I like to get the ball rolling about incentivizing.
I think this is embarrassing.
Really?
I really do.
There goes my idea.
I'm sorry. I do. I believe America, our privilege is showing. The fact that we need to be incentivized to get the vaccine, there isn't necessarily adequate access all across the country. And when it is adequate access all across the country, where every American who wants to be vaccinated has access to the vaccine, then I think we move on and we roll those vaccines out to India, where the issue is dismal. It's a very dismal situation over there. Is that dismal? I mean, it's a terrible situation.
Right, 400,000 positive cases in one day alone.
And then you look
People
at Canada as well. Like
Right.
less than 10% have one vaccine because they don't have access to the vaccines.
Right.
So I say everyone who wants to get the vaccine, get it, and then we ship all the vaccines to people who actually want them.
But I'm with, and Al, please jump in here. I'm with Jeff here, even though I fully agree with Erica's point. At the end of the day, as embarrassing as it is, and it does show our privilege, what's going to produce results? Incentivizing people. And if that's going to save a life, if that's going to help these small businesses not go through another lockdown in the long run, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, Sam, first of all, leave it to the great state of Ohio to figure out a perfect plan. I'm not biased there. I'm just saying it's a great state. You know, honestly, we incentivize people to give blood, you know, be an organ donor. We incentivize people to do things that we need that'll help the greater good. Erica, would it be great if we just rolled out these vaccines and everybody took them? Yes, in a perfect world. We do not live in that world. We live in a world where for the last year and a half or even longer, if you count the anti-vax movement that's been going about 10, 15 years strong now, you have people that this is their identity, is to not be vaccinated. So we're not going to change that with a couple athletes saying that on a Twitter feed. So we have to incentivize people. It'd be great if we didn't, but we do. And I just want to get people vaccinated so we don't have to do another lockdown. Because quite frankly, I don't think think we can do it.
Well, it looks like our viewers, Al, agree with Erica. 61% of you say no. So interesting. All right, so here's a question. Should you be held accountable for actions you took as a 12-year-old? What if those actions only happened 4 years ago? That's what a lot of you are asking about 16-year-old American Idol contestant Caleb Kennedy, who was forced to withdraw from the competition. It all came down to a video that resurfaced of Caleb back when he was 12. And a warning to our viewers, this video is disturbing. It shows, there it is, Caleb. There's Caleb right there, but he is sitting next to a friend who appears to be wearing a KKK hood. Now, Caleb's mother said that the two boys had just watched a horror movie, The Strangers Pray at Night, and they were trying to recreate one of the characters who you see here. Caleb released an apology about the video, saying in part, quote, "I was younger and did not think about my actions, but that is not an excuse." It's not really clear if Caleb left or if ABC kicked him off the show, but the question is, should he be held accountable for a video when he was just 12? And on the other side of that, if you're ABC, can you have a contestant with a video like this from their past? What do you think, Jeff?
It's a tough one. He's 12 years old, right? At 12, do you know what that means? I'm not making an excuse for him by any means, but should you be held accountable the rest of your life? This kid now, for the rest of his life, or at least the next couple of years, hey, are you the kid from American Idol that wore that KKK thing? Not were you that great singer on American Idol. That's what he's going to be known for. So I want to give him some sort of leeway there, even though I understand what this represents. ABC has no choice in this situation, right? He's very disposable for them. He's a reality contestant. He brings in no money. We'll take your fans that you brought to the show. Thanks, Caleb. But now we have to do our part so we don't get in trouble, and we have to let you go.
Erica?
You know, I think at 12 years old, I would just cringe the idea of me growing up in the digital era. This is just egregious for so many reasons, and I think that there's a lot of accountability that falls on the parents. Whose grandpappy just had a random KKK hood looking like it's very much certified and legit sitting around for these kids to even put on? So I do think at 12 you should know better, but how do you know better if the people around you who you're supposed to be looking up to aren't doing better? So I think there's a duality in this conversation.
I'm with Erica, Al. What do you think?
I think, you know, whenever we'll show video of some 12-year-old or 13-year-old using the N-word, I'm like, which uncle or father are you mimicking? At 12 years old, those thoughts are implanted in you because of the environment you grew up in. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to cost this young man at least his career. I don't know that at 12 I would have been able to discern things like that. So I'm not, it's just a sad situation. But I understand, you know, American Idol has a part ways they can associate their brand with this.
And I just want to clarify, he was not wearing the mask. It was his friend, and I misspoke. So if it makes it any difference at all.
And that was the final five. I mean, this is the finals, so the stakes are even higher. Wow. Okay, so coming up on DBL, we are talking to Back to the Future actress Lea Thompson, from the iconic trilogy to working with John Hughes. She's going to tell us all about it. Plus, Dancing with the Stars judge, there he is! Woohoo! Derek Hough. He's got an Emmy in the background. Do you see it? He's here live. Can he really pull off the bad guy in his new Disney role? And the top things men think are sexy, but should never do according to women. I can't wait. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
It's a trend that's taking over social media called baby botox. The idea is to soften the movement of facial muscles and prevent the appearance of lines down the road. According to the Washington Post, people ages 20 to 39 were responsible for about 20% of all Botox procedures in 2019. The majority of patients are women, but dermatologists report more and more men are jumping on the anti-aging bandwagon. Preventative Botox isn't the same as erasing wrinkles. Instead, small amounts of the toxin are used on targeted muscles to temporarily weaken them. Also, fewer treatments are needed than with the traditional procedure. If done correctly, that means you'll still have natural facial movement. It just stops you from tensing those muscles too hard. So, what do doctors want you to know? First, there isn't a lot of research on the long-term effects of baby Botox, but prolonged use could have consequences. Also, since this is preventative, patients will need to continue getting injections, and that could be costly. Plus, Since things can go wrong if the procedure isn't done properly, you have to do your research when finding a provider. And remember, there is no such thing as staying young forever. That's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. This one's for the guys watching. So to the ladies out there, make sure your man listens. There's a new survey dishing on the male traits that women hate, but that men think that we'll find attractive. We have the list right here. Are you guys ready, Jeff? Yeah?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Here we go. The first one is putting on too much cologne, jewelry, and or hair gel. These accessories can backfire and make it look like you're trying too hard on your night out.
Pretty much everyone in my neighborhood, but keep going.
Next, not being able to do everyday tasks like cooking or cleaning. This is unsexy because, come on, your girlfriend's asking, did I sign up to be your partner or your mom? Third, oh yes, Erica. Third, don't call your ex crazy. It's not sexy, and most women don't appreciate hearing that word. And finally, don't ever send unsolicited nude pics to that special someone. Women don't want that, unless of course she asks for it. That's a different thing. So what do you think of the list? Agree, disagree? What do you think, Albert?
First of all, thanks for using my government name. Second of all, I honestly, I think this is a great list. I try to, when I accessorize, I try and make sure, first of all, we're lucky enough to have Carrie, but I never want to do too much. So I think to tell everybody with the fashion, less is more. Wear one nice thing and a couple other kind of cheap things. And with the cologne, hey, I'm sorry. You got to let people know you got on that eternity. You know what I'm saying, Sam?
Oh, funny, Al. Funny. What
I get it.
Jeff?
I get it as an insider. Good one, Al. Good one.
What do you think?
I'm definitely 2 out of 4. I probably smelled cologne growing up. My whole neighborhood had jewelry. We went to Jersey Shore, but it was like an Italian neighborhood. And I definitely have crazy exes. Yeah, I do.
And you talk about it?
No, I mean, I know 1 or 2.
Do you call your current flame crazy?
My wife?
Current flame.
I don't mind if people call me crazy. Like if I'm their ex and like Jeff was crazy, I probably was. I don't care.
Yeah,
What's wrong with that?
There is I always warn people about when someone says something that's specific about their ex in the beginning, especially because I feel like a lot of times people will use that to groom you into being the antithesis of what their ex was, even if you might be the same way, you know, like, so it's like, oh, well, she never did blah, blah, blah. So then you're like going out of your way to do it.
Right.
Don't let people groom you.
No.
You do you, but
way too much thought into that.
No way. That's true. That's
it's
so
just because
true.
I had a crazy ex, you diagnose me?
No. If you say like, so some people will be like, oh, my ex used to always be jealous when I was hanging out with my friend that I've had since, you know, high school. So you can never say anything about them hanging out with their friend that they've had since high school.
They're
because
setting
now
a rubric. They're setting a rubric, and we're not here for it.
I'm going to wear some cologne and call my exes crazy.
Coming up on DBL, glad we learned something here. Chrissy Teigen's old tweets trolling Courtney Stodden are coming back to haunt her, but will Chrissy be canceled? And next, we're talking live. There he is with Dancing with the Stars judge, Derek Hough. Oh, yeah. Oh, cologne?
Yeah.
Say it isn't so. Derek, say it isn't so. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We all know that movement is like medicine.
Joe, welcome welcome to DBL. I'm going to start off with this question for you. The killer, the actual killer in your case, has never been brought to justice. And you've said that this murder will always be a cold case. I want to know from you why you think that.
Well, there's actually two murderers in this case. One was my co-defendant, and he died. 80% of the evidence that freed me was in 3 places: the prosecutor's file, the police file, and the coroner's file, and it was there all along.
I'm sorry, have we met?
Jenny, Zach. Zachy Roy from North High. Luck be a lady? Oh my.
Oh my gosh, Zachy! How long has it been? 17 years, 6 months, and 3 cats ago, but who's counting?
Oh, that goes into our last story. That was a sneak peek at the new season of High School Musical, the series. We cannot wait. Long name, but the list of reasons to check it out is even longer. And at the top of that list, the show's newest bad guy, Derek Hough. Welcome to DBL. There he is. Oh, he even gave us the bad guy's fingers. We see it.
Yeah.
So, Derek, before we get into the show, we were hoping you could weigh in on a hot topic at DBL this week. We're still getting comments about it from our viewers. We can't get over Bennifer being back together. Since you and J-Lo worked together for years on World of Dance, are you loving this blast from the past or no?
I honestly have just heard about something like this last night, so I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's going on, but I'm all about love, so that's all I'll say about that.
Got it.
What a true pro. True pro, Derek. All right, so we gotta talk about your TikTok game, because my co-host Sam was just explaining it's on fire.
Yes, it is.
Are you still happy with it?
Yeah, man. For me, it was just an opportunity to be a dork, which is what I realize is my emotional home is just dork. So it's a perfect platform for me to be my true self. It's a good time, man. Yeah.
My favorite one, really quickly, Derek, is the one where you literally did everything my husband did and then corrected it. So you would pretend to squish the trash down and then you took out the trash. Or you would pretend that you were about to put the plate in the sink and then you fully put the plate in the dishwasher like we all like. That was good.
That's right. That's right. During this quarantine time, I have been fully domesticated. I'm husband material these days, for sure.
Yeah, and let me also tell you, you don't have the biggest fandom from the husbands, because Sam's been talking about how Derek does it right and Mark doesn't for the whole morning.
Yes.
So Mark might be coming for you.
By the way, the only reason why I can say that is because my girlfriend just left the house, so that's why I can say it right now. Otherwise, she'd be like, "Excuse me."
Well, Derek, we love seeing you on Dancing with the Stars again, and I know that you're a big fan of Tyra Banks hosting. So, how do you think she'll do in her second year, and is there an energy that only Tyra can bring?
Yeah, I think she did a great job. I think, stepping into, Tom Bergeron's shoes, which is, those tough shoes to fill, she did a fantastic job adding her own flair, her own spice onto it. And so I think that, second season, I think she's gonna be fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to it. Len Goodman's gonna be back this year, so it's gonna be 4 of us behind that judge's desk. I might just sit on Len's lap. I don't know. Just ask him, like, what did you think, Len? I don't, but I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a great season.
Oh, I'm gonna hold you to
Derek,
that.
do they tell you how to pull out your paddle?
Oh.
Like when you're judging and they're like, 5. Like, do they?
No.
Is that your own thing?
That's just the magic of paddle holding that came from within.
All right.
He's gonna have to teach you.
I need my paddle game's weak. Is why I'm asking.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about High School Musical, and I have to be honest.
There's so many things about that.
Euphemism. Yes, it is. It's definitely a euphemism. Okay, let's get to High School Musical because we all know that you're a nice guy. How are we supposed to take you seriously as the show's bad guy? Is there anyone that you based your character on in order to get into that mindset?
It's interesting because my character Zachary Roy, he's just really competitive. So I have that in common. However, he crosses the line, and he's definitely, I don't know. I always just say this, false bravado, power over others is weakness in disguise. So anybody who feels like they, are having this false bravado, there's something going on. They're a little insecure. They're not feeling really great about themselves. So, yeah, but I will say it's fun. It's fun to be kind of like, just to play that character, that kind of like the antagonist, the mean guy, if you will.
Okay, Derek, you better come through with that false bravado PSA today. Those were all the words to live by. Well, let's talk about your high school experience because it was pretty unique. You studied dance in London for 10 years. So did you actually get to do the typical high school thing, like go to the prom, things like that?
No, I actually didn't do any prom, nothing like that. And even when our school had like events, I was always traveling, competing. I would be, in Germany or France somewhere in a competition, and I'd miss out on all like the school stuff. But it was fun. Or I was in a punk rock band playing drums with eyeliner and long black hair.
Oh, we would love to see
Derek,
that.
You just put Sam, you made her sweaty. She was already had palm sweaty. Now it's just full on.
Did you have to say that you were a drummer
I was
in a punk band?
emo kid.
I think this is important, though. We are all imagining what it would look like, but actually, we know what you looked like in high school because here's your high school yearbook photo, Derek Hough.
Oh my God!
It's kind of the same.
I'm gonna say that's not my yearbook photo. That's my first season on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the guy liner, the black hair, the drumsticks in your hands? Come on now.
So, but here's what happened. I would literally I would have the eyeliner, I'd have the long hair, I'd have the jeans, the spikes, and then I would take it all off and put on a rhinestone outfit and go do a cha-cha on Sundays at competition. So. I was like a dual personality.
It's the juxtaposition for me. Yes, it is. Thank you, Derek Hough, for joining DBL. Check out Derek in the new season of High School Musical. The musical, the series, premieres tomorrow on Disney+. Thanks again, Derek. We appreciate you. We'll be right back. Bye, Derek.
Buddy. Take care, guys.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify exists to clear up misinformation and answer your questions, big and small, about the coronavirus pandemic. One viewer named Carol asked us, quote, what metrics will determine when the pandemic is over? Is there a data target of sorts? So let's verify. What does it mean for a pandemic to end?
Pandemics don't end in a bang, but in a whimper.
That's our first source, Dr. Stephen Kissler with the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And one way that the pandemic could end is simply that there's no more COVID. SARS-CoV-2 just stops spreading. But our experts say that this one is pretty unlikely.
So instead, what I think we'll be looking for is something where COVID poses a similar risk on the population level as other things that we're familiar with. Flu is another really good example here.
Dr. Linda Nabha, an infectious diseases expert from the University of Pittsburgh, agrees.
Infection rate, hospitalizations, and deaths are sort of the 3 major endpoints we look at, in addition to what we've talked about before is herd immunity.
Herd immunity is when enough of the population has been vaccinated to protect those who haven't been. And really, our experts say that the end of the pandemic will depend on where in the world you live. Here's an example. Let's take these two infectious diseases, HIV and tuberculosis. The WHO says that 1.5 million people still die from TB every year. And in 2019, almost 700,000 people died of HIV-related causes. Dr. Kistler believes that they're both still pandemics, but they're mostly affecting low to middle income countries.
I think that may be what we transition into, where under some definitions, SARS-CoV-2 will continue to be a pandemic.
So we can verify that we'll watch for infections, hospitalizations, and deaths to go down in order to reach some sort of end. But when that end is going to depend on where you live. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Tomorrow on DBL, Black Monday co-stars Don Cheadle and Regina Hall. What really gets under their skin on set?
And I really do get upset, like I really do. I think the director yelled, "Cut, move the arm."
And a week of your favorite 80s stars continues with actress Mary Lou Henner. Did she really date two of her Taxi castmates? That's tomorrow only on DBL.
Ooh, you do not want to miss that. And if you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here is what's coming up. We're talking to your favorite stars from the 80s. You'll never guess the prop Lea Thompson took with her from the Back to the Future set. Plus, the hashtag Cancel Chrissy is trending on Twitter. Are Chrissy Teigen's hateful words catching up with her? And thank you to our coworkers watching from home right now. Yes, Kiri, we appreciate all of you. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. We got to get into the story. Wow, Chrissy Teigen is coming under fire for some past posts. So in an interview with the Daily Beast, Courtney Stodden said back in 2011, Chrissy would, quote, privately DM me and tell me to kill myself on Twitter. Courtney, who identifies as non-binary, was 16 at the time and married to actor Doug Hutchinson, who is 50, if you remember that. Chrissy tweeted that she is mortified and sad at who she used to be, saying, quote, I was an insane, attention-seeking troll. I am ashamed and completely embarrassed at my behavior. She added that she tried to connect with Courtney privately, but also wanted to publicly apologize. Well, Courtney accepted Chrissy's apology on Instagram, but said that they never heard from Chrissy or her camp in private and claims Chrissy blocked them on Twitter. Courtney said the apology, quote, feels like a public attempt to save her partnerships with Target and other brands who are realizing her wokeness is a broken record, end quote. What do you think?
It doesn't seem like she accepted her apology.
Well, if Chrissy's saying I'm trying to reach out privately and Courtney's blocked, that seems like a whole lot of fluff.
I just thought that was funny that she's like, I accept your apology, but you're only doing this because. So that's not really accepting your apology. That aside, whoa.
Yeah.
What are the repercussions for this? You know what I mean? We just talked about how disposable that guy was from American Idol. Chrissy Teigen telling someone to kill themselves that she doesn't know, that's not even like laughable. Or I mean, I'm not saying she should be wiped off the planet by any means, but it's like, we should talk about this.
I think there's a formula for cancellation, and it really does have to do with how many people are going to continue to rock with you and ride this wave out. But I do think that this is just an important lesson, especially for people who are very public. You have to be ready to get it how you gave it, and that's just the truth. So when she took off and said that she wasn't going to be on social media for a while because people were cruel, that's coming back to you.
Projection.
And we all have that day. I know I've had it, I'll have it again, and you just have to be prepared for
There's
it.
no way, Erica, you would never DM someone. She did it publicly. I read all the tweets. I was horrified, and I'm a Chrissy Teigen fan. I unfollowed her last night. This isn't me advocating to cancel her. It's just me not wanting to be a part of who I thought Chrissy Teigen was anymore. Because, Al, when I read those tweets, oh my gosh, a lot of them public, saying that, I don't even want to repeat it, but in so many words that you need to kill yourself, you need to die, and then DMs constantly berating her, saying, go kill yourself. I'm sorry, Chrissy was in her 20s, even if she was 12 years old. None of us have ever told someone to go and kill themselves.
Yeah, Sam, there is a line. And, you know, sometimes that line is gray, and sometimes that line is pretty obvious. And, I mean, she's crossed the line that not only do I think that her corporate sponsors need to take a serious look at, but the people that followed her and have followed her for years need to take a look at. And also understand that putting all of your faith into one person, this is what happens. People are flawed. People give you the perception of who they are, but we never really know who you are except through your tweets. And now we're getting to know another side of her through her tweets, because I know that was a while ago, but there's something there that will cause you to constantly DM a 16-year-old. Like, what is that? And if she can explain that, I think a lot of her fans would be open to it, but just trying to say, I apologize, let's move on, that ain't gonna fly, buddy.
No. Yeah. All right. So even Oprah can admit to having a bad interview. Can you believe that? She was recently dishing about her most cringeworthy interviews to Rob Lowe on his podcast. Oprah says she really messed up when she was interviewing Sally Field. Oprah said she asked an indelicate question about Burt Reynolds, who Sally dated for 5 years back in the 70s and 80s. Have a listen.
I asked her
does Bert sleep with his toupee on? I cringe to even think that I asked that question. But I asked it because the producers are like, you have to ask, you have to ask, you have to ask. That's what everybody wants to know. And so I asked it, and she went cold on me. She shut down, and I could not get in again.
So this is an interesting conversation for us, considering that we've all been there. I mean, Oprah's the queen, and even she has had. Okay, Erica, go.
No. I just, that moment, and we were having this conversation earlier about, Justin Timberlake was not a very easy interview because he had this this stance about him where when you're going down a rabbit hole or you're messing up, he doesn't make you feel comfortable about it. So I got into this major tongue-tied, you were a boy and then you were a man, and it was just the dumbest thing, and he just let me do it. He didn't try to help me out, which is not his job.
It should be as a decent human being. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I also could have figured out a better way to form the question, but it was really Nick Cannon. I was trying to do this back and forth because he came into the studio, said something about Christina Milian, who they had broken up. Christina Milian came in the next week, said something about Nick Cannon. 2 weeks later, we're talking to Nick Cannon. I was like, well, Christina said. He was like, okay, I'm shutting this down. And I was like, oh, we not doing that? Okay.
You did your job. I get it. There's a tact, but you also have to do your job. Come on, and these celebrities are human beings. We need to stop putting them on a pedestal.
Right, and it goes both ways. This is a lot of inside baseball, that we're talking about, because I could snap back to interviews and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes the audience, they want to hear that answer, and you got to ask that question. That's how you really know what type of person that you're interviewing. Because if they're a cool person, they'll roll with it. Listen, I know this is tough. I don't want to answer that today, or whatever their answer might be. Sometimes I pronounce their name wrong in some interviews, and they're like, oh no, you got to pronounce it like this. Then I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. And some people are like, who's this clown? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it throws you. It's
a sign of their character in my book. It truly is.
You have to have had a story or two. Not saying that you have cringy moments.
I'm trying to think. No, I have so many moments because I feel like I've interviewed everybody under the sun. The only one that recently comes up, to your point about being a good person, is when we asked Candace Cameron Bure about Lori Loughlin. She had yet not talked about Lori at all in the news, at all. So we knew that was a closed door, but we also know that she would handle it very professionally and delicately, and she did. She smiled her way through it. You could tell it made her uncomfortable, but she said all the right things, and we did our job at the same time.
Al, do you remember we interviewed DMC, and on my card it said you gave all your money to Puerto Rico or something? He's like, what are you, crazy? He's like, I didn't give all my money. Remember that?
I absolutely remember that. I was thinking about cringeworthy interviews as we're talking, and just Sam, season 1, we interviewed the Australian firefighters. I wanted to know, how do you feel about telling them that when he appeared that the sun has risen? Have you thought any more about that retroactively?
Yeah, I did, because if the genders were reversed, it would have been very sexist. But he was also on a beautiful pinup calendar.
I love you so much, Sammy.
I love you too. All right, so a new survey looked at how often people wash their clothes and household items. The results are going to surprise you and may make you feel a certain way. 14% of people say they wash their knit hats and ball caps just once a year. 15% said they give their sweaters a yearly wash. 18% said they throw their jeans in the washer just once a year. 36% said their coats get cleaned once a year. But here's the kicker, you guys. 30% of people said they only clean their bed sheets once a year or less, Erica, or less.
Y'all nasty. Y'all are nasty. We know. I mean, we've been to college, so you see some things. I remember I had a friend whose roommate, I am not kidding you, there was this unknown mark on the bed. That mark stayed there for the entire school year.
That's disgusting.
The entire school year. And when he would have lady guests, I would be like, girl, this has not changed. I just want you to know. I'm trying to go girl code so you know. And a lot of them didn't care.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Quickly, jeans. You and Al, how often do you wash your jeans?
I'm once a year.
What?
Yep.
Albert?
I don't wash my jeans.
Oh man, they got every three wears.
No
I
way.
lived in Florida, man. Come on.
Unless I got to notice
things happening, you got to keep them clean.
You're wearing jeans right now, bro.
I haven't washed these in like 6 months.
You know you can put them in the freezer.
What are you talking about?
So Ralph Lauren advises not to wash jeans.
I'm hip.
But Ralph Lauren also says in that same sentence to clean them, to disinfect them, throw them in a freezer.
No, unless I have a noticeable stain like a pasta spill with spaghetti, they're not getting washed.
I'm going to tell Jordan to throw them in the wash.
Nope. I like my jeans crispy.
We are catching up with your favorite stars of the 80s, and next, Lea Thompson reveals the cheeky prop she kept from the Back to the Future set. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by...
It's so easy.
It's a trend that's taking over social media called baby botox. The idea is to soften the movement of facial muscles and prevent the appearance of lines down the road. According to the Washington Post, people ages 20 to 39 were responsible for about 20% of all Botox procedures in 2019. The majority of patients are women, but dermatologists report more and more men are jumping on the anti-aging bandwagon. Preventative Botox isn't the same as erasing wrinkles. Instead, small amounts of the toxin are used on targeted muscles to temporarily weaken them. Also, fewer treatments are needed than with the traditional procedure. If done correctly, that means you'll still have natural facial movement. It just stops you from tensing those muscles too hard. So, what do doctors want you to know? First, there isn't a lot of research on the long-term effects of baby Botox, but prolonged use could have consequences. Also, since this is preventative, patients will need to continue getting injections, and that could be costly. Plus, since things can go wrong if the procedure isn't done properly, you have to do your research when finding a provider. And remember, there is no such thing as staying young forever. That's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. From movies like Some Kind of Wonderful, my favorite, to Back to the Future, Lea Thompson is one of our favorite 80s stars. You may also know her from the popular 90s sitcom Caroline in the City. Earlier, Tori and Al checked in with Lea all about what she's been up to lately. That's in today's special series, Favorite 80s Stars of the 80s.
Lea Thompson, welcome to DBL. Now, you go down in history as one of film's most famous moms because everyone knows Marty McFly's mom. We're talking to her right now, Lorraine, in Back to the Future.
I hope you don't mind, but George asked if he could take me home.
Great, good, Lorraine. I have a feeling about you too.
So over the course of the trilogy, do you have a favorite specific part about playing Lorraine? Because she's had some good moments.
Well, it was a great part because I got to play all the different ages and all the different kind of incarnations of Lorraine McFly. So it was a great part in a great movie. So I couldn't be more thankful to be playing the mother of a 17-year-old for 40 years.
That's true. I never thought about that.
My father! Did you get kicked out of another boarding school?
Now, and Back to the Future 2, which I loved, when Lorraine was married to Biff, which I did not love. But is it true you took a very specific souvenir from the set?
Yes, I took my bust. They created a fake bust for me, and I didn't want it to fall into the wrong hands, so I took my latex dress home with me. Never to be used again.
Lea, you could sign that and that could go in the Met. That's fantastic.
That's history.
Speaking of iconic roles, you got to work with John Hughes in one of my favorites, Some Kind of Wonderful. And people say John Hughes defined a generation, but there's been some criticism here and there for how young women are portrayed in his films. Molly Ringwald even called much of his writing inappropriate. I just wanted your take. You have the floor. What did you think about that?
Well, I think Some Kind of Wonderful was one of his most sensitive movies.
Yeah.
I don't think he made too many gaffes in that movie, as you would see now. But, you know, as history changes and we all expand our minds and our sensitivities, I think it's important to, you know, put things in context for the time. You know, John was trying to do something, but he was also a comedian in a very kind of insensitive time. Some of the stuff kind of made me cringe when it happened.
Really?
When I watched it, but not Some Kind of Wonderful. I mean, my husband directed it. I met him there, and we've been married for 32 years. So, yay.
That's Some Kind of Wonderful.
There we go. Oh, Tori, you nailed that one.
Nailed it. Okay. That's wonderful. Sorry. She's like, please go.
All right. Now, I remember being a little kid and watching this. We have to talk about Howard the Duck.
Howard
Yes,
the
we
Duck.
do. It started out as a box office flop and has become an enormous cult classic.
Sometimes I still get this feeling there's some kind of special destiny waiting for me.
Howard, that's it. Maybe that's why you're here.
And even gets a re-release this year to celebrate its 35th anniversary. How has that experience been for you?
You know, the fact that they're releasing it in 4K, whatever that is, means that there's a lot of fans. And I think I was in a special time when you could buy a movie for the first time and hold it and own it and play it a million times. And I think because Howard the Duck was probably on sale, it's sold a lot.
Currently, you and your daughter Zoe, also an actress, have teamed up on a podcast called A Total Switch Show, right? Where you tell the story of a mother and daughter who actually have switched bodies. What's that like when you're doing this with your actual daughter? How is working with Zoe?
Well, Zoe was the producer, so I was super proud that my daughter gave me a job. There's that. And it was also the first thing I did in COVID when we were all still kind of sequestered away. So it was really fun to act at that time and to make people laugh and to kind of create some entertainment, because during COVID, I really realized how important entertainment is, you know? And sometimes I don't think of our job as being important, but it is. And it's great to get people's heads out of whatever they're in that's not so great.
DBL Nation, don't forget to check out Lea's podcast, A Total Switch Show on Audible.
Yes.
Lea Thompson, thank you so much for chatting, and thank you for stopping by. I can't wait to listen. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Lea.
Thank you.
Welcome to DBL. I'm going to start off with this question for you. The killer, the actual killer in your case, has never been brought to justice. And you've said that this murder will always be a cold case. I want to know from you why you think that.
Well, there's actually two murderers in this case. One was my co-defendant, and he died. 80% of the evidence that freed me was in 3 places: the prosecutor's file, the police file, and the coroner's file, and it was there all along.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. So earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, we've got something that will take your phone's on-camera experience to the next level. It is the Vivitar 12-inch selfie ring light with stands.
Ooh.
Check this out. The LED ring light provides maximum lighting for Zoom meetings or any on-camera needs. It's got 2 phone cradles and a 63-inch light stand. So this kit is the perfect option when you want your selfies or videos to look professional. And it even comes with this remote so you can change the brightness or the color.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, it's a discotheque. Yeah.
Okay, so normally this is as much as $100. It's not surprising with how fancy this is. We've got it for only $39, saving up to 61%.
Oh, first off, I tried being on camera without a ring light, and it's awful. This actually would help if you want to have a relaxing day. Put the red, put the blue on, take your time.
Cool?
Love that. Great price. Great price.
Love this one. Okay, next up, I've got the perfect item to give you the spa treatment at home without the expensive price tag. So this is the 24-pack Spa Life face mask assortment. So this deal includes 3 different types of masks that are all sulfate-free. The cleansing line gives your pores a zesty clean by gently stripping away excess dirt and oil. The brightening papaya gives your skin a tropical glow by removing dead skin cells while combating your dark spots and dullness. And lastly, the refreshing aloe brings balance to your complexion with rich antioxidants, vitamins, and aloe's natural ability to keep redness at bay.
Wow.
So normally this pack is $60, but we've got it for only $15, saving up to 75%.
You could get 1 mask for $15. I mean, I would pay the papaya for $15 for my dark spots. Guys, that's a deal and a half. And you can send that to friends. I'm loving that.
Oh yeah, if you ever want to have a girly pamper night.
$15 for all of that? Hello.
I know, I think that's a really good deal.
Please.
Love that one. Next up, I've got something that will add style and elegance to your bedroom. It's the Marquise by Waterford Charmeuse Sateen Sheet Set. So this deal is available in Queen or King and includes 1 flat sheet, 1 fitted sheet, 2 pillowcases, and it's silky soft to the touch. It's satin, so it'll keep your hair and skin smooth while you're asleep. So normally it's as much as $70 to $80. Now we've got it for only $29 to $39, saving on size, so it depends which one you want, and it's saving up to 59%.
Please, guys, a king size sateen set for $39.
It's so soft.
Winner. Yeah, and also I did know that it breaks your hair, you guys. If you're interested in keeping hair and wrinkles, that satin will really help. That's a great price.
Yeah, and it keeps your hair not getting frizzy.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be really good for your skin so you don't get wrinkles like you said, Tori.
Yeah,
so that's a good investment. Yeah.
Smart. Not too pricey.
No. And lastly, Tori, if you're like me, if you love music while you're out and about on the go, well, this Adoro Amplify metallic wireless stereo Bluetooth headphones do just that. You'll look great with these stylish headphones that feature a built-in microphone for hands-free calling and media control. They've got memory padding in the earmuffs to ensure they are steady on your head so it's not going to hurt your ears, and they help cancel noise. Plus, they are foldable for the easier portability, and extendable sides adjust, which makes it perfect for any user. So normally these are as much as $50, but we've got them only for $15.
What?
Saving up to 70%.
I think you're kidding me. I can't do the pods because of my ear holes, and it hurts. So I always do over the ear. I think I look cooler, so I'm getting those.
No, I think these are really beautiful. I love this color combination
Me
here
too. Very, very minimalist. I love that. All right, guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify I exist to clear up misinformation and answer your questions, big and small, about the coronavirus pandemic. One viewer named Carol asked us, quote, what metrics will determine when the pandemic is over? Is there a data target of sorts? So let's verify. What does it mean for a pandemic to end?
Pandemics don't end in a bang, but in a whimper.
That's our first source, Dr. Stephen Kissler with the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And one way that the pandemic could end is simply that there's no more COVID. SARS-CoV-2 just stops spreading. But our experts say that this one is pretty unlikely.
So instead, what I think we'll be looking for is something where COVID poses a similar risk on the population level as other things that we're familiar with. Flu is another really good example here.
Dr. Linda Nabha, an infectious diseases expert from the University of Pittsburgh, agrees.
Infection rate, hospitalizations, and deaths are sort of the three major endpoints we look at, in addition to what we've talked about before is herd immunity.
Herd immunity is when enough of the population has been vaccinated to protect those who haven't been. And really, our experts say that the end of the pandemic will depend on where in the world you live. Here's an example. Let's take these two infectious diseases, HIV and tuberculosis. The WHO says that 1.5 million people still die from TB every year. And in 2019, almost 700,000 people died of HIV-related causes. Dr. Kissler believes that they're both still pandemics, but they're mostly affecting low to middle income countries.
I think that may be what we transition into, where under some definitions, SARS-CoV-2 will continue to be a pandemic.
So we can verify that we'll watch for infections, hospitalizations, and deaths to go down in order to reach some sort of end. But when that end is going to depend on where you live. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. Okay, so lots of comments about washing your jeans.
Oh.
They all agree with you, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to get hammered.
So Veronica said you should rarely wash your jeans, and when you do it inside out. And then Bailey says Al washes his jeans too much.
I disagree.
I disagree too, Al.
They clearly don't live in hot climates.
DBL's here every day. We'll see you guys
It's cold in
tomorrow,
Chicago.
same time, same place. Bye.
Thank you.